I created Buffalo Golf and Social for one reason: to create a space that's different and unique from any other golf facility you've ever been to. It's a place to learn, and it's a place to enjoy. You ready? People ask, what is Buffalo Golf and Social? Buffalo Golf and Social is anything you want it to be. It can be the best instruction. It can be a vibe. It can be a hangout with your friends, running a simulator for 4 hours, playing your own playlist, and putting a game up on the TV. We are about everything and anything pertaining to golf. And most importantly, we are trying to build a community of players and a community of people who love and are dedicated to the game.
And welcome inside First Arena in Elmira, New York. We are here for day 2 of the Invitational at Elmira. Here it's the UNYCHL and the Empire Conference taking part in a showcase here from First Arena. Day 2 here, second game for both of these teams. It is Binghamton and Farmingdale about set to face off here from the second rink at First Arena. Thank you so much for joining our broadcast on the Nickel City Hockey Network. And our coverage of the UNYCHL is presented by Buffalo Golf and Social, Buffalo's best destination for year-round practice and instruction. Thank you for joining us for this morning's game. Hello, I'm Aaron Elpern, joined alongside by Bob Beck as we bring you Farmingdale and Binghamton. And Bob, two teams that come into this game with different results from day 1. Farmingdale had a difficult task as they played the number 1 team in the country, St. Bonaventure. They fell by a score of 6-3. Meanwhile, the team to our left in black, Binghamton, they came out with a win in overtime yesterday, a wild 8-7 win over Ramapo. So two teams coming in with a little bit different momentum in this game.
Farmingdale got itself into a lot of trouble with penalties yesterday, Aaron, and they are a little short-handed, came into this tournament with some injuries, and so that was something that I think happened over time. It wore on them, all those penalties, and they weren't able to recover from that.
Yeah, something that Binghamton in their game, they took advantage of some power plays that they got, part of their 8-goal outburst in last night's win over Ramapo. And it was really all their top line doing all the work. Owen Roll, Matthew Usinski, and Christopher Simak. They scored all 8 goals between the 3 of them. Simak had 5 himself, including the game winner in overtime. Certainly be aware when that top line is on the ice for the team in black and white. Simak, Usinski, and Roll are a dangerous trio, but this is something that we talk about frequently with this team from Binghamton, is they have the depth up and down the roster. Any of their lines are a threat to score, and certainly a tall task for a little bit of a short-handed Farmingdale team as they have to defend one of the top offensive teams in the entire CHL.
Yeah, they're going to have to play great defense, going to get some good play out of the goaltenders, and certainly have to stay out of the
Something they weren't as good with last night. And certainly the Binghamton power play is a unit that couldn't be given those sort of opportunities if it can be avoided. So that's one of the themes that we'll be watching early on. This is a little bit of a rematch. We have a lot of rematches going on this weekend. These two teams met last year during the regular season. It was a Binghamton win at Farmingdale 4-3 last February. Farmingdale looking to get a little bit of revenge. Binghamton looking to keep their play going. We are underway here from First Arena in Elmira. Thank you so much for joining our coverage of the UNYCHL on the Nickel City Hockey Network. He's puck in the neutral zone right in front of our broadcast position. Settled down by the Binghamton player. That is Max Players, the defenseman, dumping it into the offensive zone. This is that top line of Binghamton we were talking about. Putting some pressure on here in the offensive end. Simak, who had 5 goals credited to him yesterday. Could be an opportunity for Simak in front, but quickly coming out of his KP play like that, the net to take Kempkin. Binghamton keeping control here in the offensive zone. We're about 40 seconds into the action from First Arena in Elmira. This is Farmingdale State College and Binghamton University. This puck in the slot, a little bit too far for Owen Roll to get to. Farmingdale able to clear the zone. Sent back towards the Farmingdale blue line though by the defenseman Max Players. All the way in deep and clears the defenseman, chasing down after it as his teammates make a change. Player coming off the bench, that was Justin Drew. Shot and skate though, he didn't get all the way through on net. Loose puck on the near boards. Grabbed by the defenseman and sent him towards the net. Now loose puck in the slot. There's an opportunity there for Thomas McKee. From the Rams, Farmingdale. They're in the zone. Opposite direction of Binghamton, but they can get much past the center red line. Farmingdale sends it back into the offensive zone, but we're to set up some pressure.
Need to get going on the offensive end.
And from distance there was a great rebound opportunity. Came right onto the stick, number 86, Matthew Buddington. Maybe just a little bit of difficulty handling it. Couldn't get that rebound shot into the goal. But a good early opportunity there for Farmingdale as Binghamton had the early push here in this contest. Passing the slot, but he has a little bit of difficulty getting a hold of it. Eventually does, but his shot is deflected off towards the corner. Ryan shot goes through a crowd and ends up just wide. Keeping moving here in the offensive zone. Nicholas Perry jumping in from his point position. Treating now as Farmingdale gains possession. They go D to D and behind the net. Get that breakout set up here on the near side. Binghamton's got a man on him. It's a Borovich stripping into that puck. Puck support coming in on that play from Matthew Ferrari. As Farmingdale to move it up ice. It's barely offsides. There's a little bit of miscommunication along the blue line. And off neutral zone face-off coming up here with 17:45 now remaining in period number 1. Still waiting on a first score between Binghamton and Farmingdale. Thank you so much for joining our broadcast here on the Nickel City Hockey Network.
Farmingdale had its best opportunity and the best opportunity.
Maybe just a hair off the mark in terms of being able to settle that one down and get a good shot away on that net. Buddington certainly had a good chance there on the doorstep. Maybe one of those rebounds that came to him so quickly that he didn't have the proper time to react. It's a shot from distance coming in on the goal. Save is made as O'Connor lets out that rope from the top of the circle. Whistle's blown here. Looks like the net might be off of its mooring. Luckily going back to put it in its proper position. Offensive zone faceoff coming up here for Farmingdale Rams. It's looking to develop a little bit more offensive zone time. They've only been in the offensive end a couple of times here so far, Bob. A couple of nice opportunities.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to knock one on the moon just a second ago.
Near the wall. Neutral zone. Sutters a little bit of difficulty getting in there. So you go down to pick it up for Farmingdale. Near side. Brennan makes that pass back behind the net. Farmingdale taking their time moving it out of the zone. He's getting up in the neutral zone. And pass will also come back into the Rams. The offensive zone. That's allowing Farmingdale to make a change. 4 new players coming on the ice. Farmingdale in tight. There from distance. Handled by the glove of Adam Bloodgood. Number 47, Tim Duffy. Makes a save. Holds on for a whistle. That's coming up to his left-hand side. We're a little bit more than 3 minutes into the action here. No score yet between Binghamton and Farmingdale.
Good stick, got the turnover, and a good shot.
Chavez on for the draw. Rebound opportunity comes across the crease. Opportunity in tight, but I think they made hold of that puck was the centerman Chavez. Eventually, Bloodgood throws the glove over top of it after a little bit of a scramble in front of the net. As Farmingdale started to get a little bit of a pushback here in this game after the first shift was decidedly in favor of Binghamton. We'll see how that continues as the two teams get their full lines out there and get their first shifts. Binghamton zone by snapping back. Across the blue line. Hitto loses control. Now Farmingdale going to count up. Back into the offensive zone as Cullen takes it away from his man on the near wall. Offensive zone to Binghamton defenders. Separate back into the offensive zone. Farmingdale net. Just to get through the defenseman, unable to gain control of that puck in the end, but it looks like he's going to draw a penalty for his actions there. Made a nice move to get himself free. The defenseman had no choice but to throw a hand on him and hold him up a little bit. So we have the penalty call, and it is a holding call against Binghamton. So we have the first power play of the morning. Still early on here in the day. It's going to be a Farmingdale power play. As you were saying in the pregame, Bob, they had a little bit of trouble taking penalties themselves. In this case, they get the beneficiaries of the power play.
Got a power play or 2 last night, and this is a great opportunity to get ahead of this high-scoring team.
A little bit of difficulty determining who took that penalty, though, as there's a debate with the captain, Jack O'Brien from Binghamton, and one of the linesmen, as well as the referee, and eventually they figure out who took the penalty. I believe Trevor Rayton in the box here getting charged for the holding call. I'm not entirely sure about that. I'm not sure he was even on the ice, but I think Binghamton might have escaped one there where they avoided having the guy they wanted, they didn't want in the penalty box taking that penalty, and now he's out there to help kill this. There we go. Farmingdale winning the draw and getting the power play set up here. It's a set down low. Out in front. Pocket. He's setting it down. Skating his teammate. Neutral zone offense has to go back here for it in front of our broadcast position. 20 seconds gone here on this Binghamton penalty. The chance to carry it up ice. Plenty of time for Justin Franks just to casually carry it through the neutral zone, eventually dumping it in. Farmingdale looking to start their breakout yet again.
He did a nice job driving and got a great opportunity. Hawkins
there in the neutral zone. This goes on to the offensive end. See if they can get a power play set up here. This is McCain on the far side. Across to Hawkins, looking for that shooting lane. Basically a pass. He's just holding it on the top of the circle now. Sweet feeds it down low. Then tries to get a pass back. Stand on though. That's going to give Binghamton a chance to clear and a chance to get a couple new penalty killers out there as we have 40 seconds now remaining in this Farmingdale power play. Some speed through the neutral zone. Slows it down a little bit. Then dumps it in. That's off for a change. Binghamton knows that this one's going to be cleared in the neutral zone. But a quick counterplay from the offensive end from the Rams. Here on the near side from Ferrari. Trying to create a loose puck. To the point, sets it down there. On the play, number 86, Matthew Buddington, he's got to chase it down back into his own zone now with just 15 seconds remaining in the power play. Tempkin plays a pass here up near wall where he finds Duffy, but Duffy has to circle him back behind his own net. Just 5 seconds remaining in this Farmingdale power play. It ended up being one of those penalty kills that Binghamton was able to gain some momentum from. And is released. Joins the play. Comes in behind the net. Having a little bit of difficulty getting out of danger. Almost a chance in tight. But now Simek gets in behind the defense. Tries to go up high blocker side. Eventually, though, it hits the skate of the defenseman and ends up in the net. Waiting for a call here from the referee as the save was made initially by Tempkin on that high snapshot that Simek let go. It looked like the puck ended up being kicked into the net in the aftermath, but I don't know if we have a call being signaled here, as the referee he's pointing at the far circle, so that is not a goal. Goal has been waved off as the Binghamton player is certainly in a little bit of discomfort as he ended up crashing into the crossbar there. Not a whole lot of argument though from Binghamton, so seems that in agreement on the ice that was a proper call.
I think his front foot hit the net first and then brought the puck.
It was a very quick succession in which the players collided with the net and the puck ended up in. The referee eventually making the call. That was no goal, and it stays 0-0 here as we continue about 6 minutes into the action. The Binghamton top line that we've been talking about throughout this game had all 8 goals last night, including 5 from Christopher Simek, who just had a breakaway opportunity. Simek now with the puck in the corner as there's a player with a broken stick, unable to defend with that stick as the Farmingdale player came out in front of the net. Now gets some trouble tying his man up in front, and that gave a great opportunity in tight, but Usinski unable to find the handle on it and get it past the netminder. Good work in the cage there by Tempkin to pick up his defenseman who was without a stick. Keeping it here, living in the offensive zone as they look for another opportunity with a little bit of an odd man number advantage here with the defenseman with a broken stick. Set around the corner by Christopher Guido. Far side, an opportunity for Farmingdale to get it out of the zone and for the player with the broken stick to go for a change. This is along the center red line. Both players end up going down. A little tie-up just inside the blue line as a little bit of physicality kicks up in the game. To the middle of the ice there by Max Clares. Goes all the way to icing. An offensive zone draw here coming up for Farmingdale. 12:38 now remaining here in period number 1.
A couple of turnovers, almost a goal for Binghamton down there, and boy, Farmingdale taking that big sigh of relief because it was almost. So we'll see what happens now if Farmingdale gets to flip this and last a couple of opportunities down. They've had a near goal. Binghamton finding possession, but can't get that puck out of the zone. Played out eventually by Todorovic. Another finding possession, but we'll move up that far wall. But Henry getting in the way of that passing zone to deep into the offensive zone for the Bearcats. Tied up and make sure they're not offside, so there's some light pressure here from Todorovic. Farmingdale looks to make the break out to the far side, not really seeing anything there, so they reverse it back behind the net. Making the second attempt up that far side as Kravitz's pass goes into the neutral zone. Sent back in by Binghamton. 12 minutes left here in period number 1 as Farmingdale moves it out of the zone. Player at the run and into the offensive zone. He's stepping in the future of Strader. Kravitz. A numbers opportunity there for Binghamton, but they were unable to really kind of gather that seam through the neutral zone and make it happen. Offensive zone now for Farmingdale. Good defensive convergence there in tight, kept an opportunity from being developed there. Farmingdale in. 11:30 now remaining in period number 1. Some forecheck pressure and through the neutral zone to Binghamton. Peterson seed. Heading of attention. Forecheck there from Perry. Out of the zone and then deep in the corner. Second opportunity.
sure it got into center ice. Farmingdale range player. Opportunity for Stockton back in tight. Let that wrist shot go from the circle. Saved play by Temkin. Temkin has been challenged a number of times here so far in the first 9 minutes and change. And he has stood up to all of those challenges, including a breakaway opportunity from Christopher Simak, who had 5 goals in last night's game. One-time attempt there, a little bit fanned on, goes wide from the Farmingdale stick there. Chance in front, possibility from Ferrari in tight. Can't get past the netminder. Bloodgood looked like he was trying to wait the netminder out and get it up over top of him, just unable to get it in past that post.
Great patience there to get a really good opportunity.
Way to stick with him there by Bloodgood. That's a situation for a goaltender where he could easily be gotten out of position, but he stayed with him, made that save, and didn't give him a whole lot to shoot at. Farmingdale in. That's just the way that is. It's like a near wall for the Binghamton Bearcats. They move to the neutral zone. Bounce pass is a little bit too far for its intended target. Jack O'Brien making sure it gets deep into the offensive zone. Putting some pressure on here. Creates a loose puck. Shot coming from the point. White shot hits stick on the way through and then it's being deflected wide. Loose puck in the turnaround shot. Thomas McKee got a lot on that one. Couldn't get it inside the far post, however. Far wall, now picked up by McKee again. He fires a shot up top this time. Looking to go high glove. Save is made by Temkin. He holds on for a whistle. As Binghamton putting a little bit more pressure on now here in the offensive zone.
That shot that went wide here, and I don't think Temkin saw that one. It just zoomed by him, but another great opportunity by Binghamton.
We have an offensive zone draw here coming up for Binghamton. Thomas McKee winning that draw. He's a Farmingdale player. Tim Duffy dumps it right in on net and takes a big hit just to the left of our broadcast position. You hear the reaction from the fans in the crowd here at Ring 2. And Bloodgood ended up catching that dump in the left hand and held on for a whistle. Face off now from the right with 1:33 to go in the period. Farmingdale winning that face off. The shot is fanned on. Let's see if anything can do anything in the transition. Doing a good job getting that passing lane. Making that play on the back check, and then Farmingdale has a chance to move it up ice. And Murray settles it down and makes that pass far away. Back into the offensive zone. Put some pressure on the near wall. Played down low by McKee in the near corner. Out of the corner, now looking for a pass back down low to Justin Brew. It's for that behind the back pass in front, but ends up with the puck back on the stick again. Back in behind as he finds McKee. The two of them playing catch with it down below the goal line. Catching that pass again from Brew, trying to find their third line mate. This is Usinski joining this line for this trio with 45 to go in the period. Four-check pressure being put on here by Binghamton. Really grinding down these Farmingdale defenders. Stepping in from the point to keep that puck in the offensive zone with Max Clares. It looked like there was a little bit of a call for an offside call on that play, but linesman ruling that Clares was able to keep it in. Shot didn't get in on that, however, as it was deflected up on a play. Face-off will be coming up to the right into that minor Temkin.
Binghamton continuing to put great pressure on and did some really good work behind the net, just could not get the opportunity for the shot. Whistle.
And what this conversation here is about is one of the referees is skating over to the scorekeeper's box, actually the Binghamton bench. Maybe a mouse guard was left behind. That's what it was there. The job of the referee is not always glamorous. All right, we're ready for this face-off now. Is that Binghamton top line is out there. It looks like it's top line against the top line as it's McCann taking it and winning that draw from Farmingdale. Here's the neutral zone right in front of our broadcast position. That's Rose playing it forward. McCann taking it up to Farmingdale. Takes it into the offensive zone, now putting some pressure on himself. Hit on his man there, but Binghamton able to get that pass up that far wall. Three forwards moving through the neutral zone with some speed. Simak with a shot from distance. Very easy glove save there from Temkin. With every time that Binghamton seems to test this Farmingdale netminder, he seems to be gaining more and more confidence with every save he makes.
Temkin's looked good. He had moments where he's looked good in the past, and but again, the key thing is staying on the point.
Face-off came right to Simak. Save again made by Temkin. It's a puck then is played by a high stick along the Farmingdale blue line. Farmingdale players disagreeing with the call, but Greg Hendrickson's not going to get his way here in this conversation. The referee now explaining what he saw on that play. Neutral zone draw coming up here at 8:04 remaining in period number 1.
Really good job by Farmingdale to settle down. Aggressive on the offensive end.
Especially this line here, as they can relentless with their offensive pressure. It seems like every time they were out there last night, they were creating a handful of scoring chances. Looks like we have a penalty coming up here, as this one's actually going to be going against Binghamton. Tripping call is signaled. Let's see who was taking this penalty here.
I did not see that.
I didn't either. It was the back referee that was making the call, so when saw him skate into my view with his arm up, that's the only reason I knew there was a call coming. It's Christopher Simak taking the penalty, number 17, 2 minutes for tripping. So another chance for Farmingdale on the power play. Their power play earlier didn't get a whole lot developed, however.
No, they certainly didn't. They've been interesting. They've gotten some opportunities in this game, but they just haven't had to control the puck like they've seen.
Binghamton has certainly spent more time in the offensive zone, but I would say that the first shot on goal opportunity that Farmingdale had was the best chance of the game so far. See if this power play can be a little bit more successful in developing some chances. Good point. Farmington slides it along the near boards where Tim Duffy accepts that pass. Takes that shot to a little bit of a screen. Now a chance in front of the net. Rory just able to hold on to that puck to get around the goaltender and let the shot go. Controlled in the corner. To the point to Buddington. Blue line takes a shot through traffic, rebound chance. Bloodgood makes the save. Looked like the Farmingdale players expected a rebound to be there, but it ended up being covered up by the pad of the netminder. And he holds on for a whistle with 31 seconds now gone in this penalty.
I don't think in the previous shot Bloodgood really saw that until the last second.
Ferrari Sinski on for this draw. Ferrari wins it cleanly for Farmingdale, but Buddington with a little bit of difficulty handling it along the point. Travel back into the neutral zone before it brings them back into the offensive end. Corner here as Jason Brennan puts on some pressure. Back to the point, looking for a pass as we have a screen setting up in front of the net. They've killed off almost a minute now of this power play. Penalty players coming out for Binghamton as Farmingdale tries to catch them in that change. Russo is actually lucky to do that offensively for Binghamton. He just couldn't quite settle that puck down along the blue line.
There's an opportunity there to score.
Skating edge work there by John Mechanic, gets away from the key and allows Farmingdale to move that ice. The puck on stick again, hanging around behind the net as Farmingdale gets their power play set up. Now 35 seconds remaining in this man advantage. Similar though so far to that previous one where they haven't been able to do a whole lot in the offensive zone. Shot comes in from distance, stick there by Thomas McKee to make sure that shot didn't get in on net. Being deflected into the protective netting behind Adam Bloodgood. Now just 29 seconds remaining in this power play. A couple new Binghamton players, a couple new Farmingdale players come on in the last portion of this game event.
Farmingdale trying to set up a screen inside. Good work though by Binghamton to keep them out of it.
On the near boards, two Farmingdale players trying to get it away from the one defenseman to right. This fine possession now behind the net. Hendrickson looking for that pass as he plays it up in front of the goal line. Move it along the perimeter. Empty shot from distance. Good view there by Adam Bloodgood. Had a good look at that one. Made the save with the catching glove. And all but 8 seconds of this power play have been killed off now by Binghamton.
Yeah, great look at that. A good shot nonetheless. It was trying to hit that upper right-hand corner.
Type of shot setup that would be a little bit more successful with the screen in front of the netminder. But basically the last few seconds now ticking away on the power play is coming into his point positions to fight out. Almost an opportunity there to fight. Penalty is released. Binghamton back to full strength. Two players from each side try to find possession in the far corner. Into the boards, it actually comes out to Max Close. It passes the bottom zone. Eventually does. Now this could be an opportunity as Sutter carries it up ice. Sutter tries to feed that pass back into the slot. Just couldn't get it around the Farmingdale defender. This is going to end up being a penalty then on Binghamton in the aftermath. As they have a chance to get it up ice quickly. The time shot was missing high and wide. Delayed penalty here as the extra attacker comes on for Farmingdale. A Binghamton player touching the puck up, however. Now we're going to have a penalty called again on Binghamton. This is the third penalty they've taken here in this period. Third time they've given Farmingdale a chance in the power play. Farmingdale hasn't had a chance to do a whole lot with it so far, but I don't know if you want to keep on giving them chances.
No, eventually that's not going to be what you want to do, but really just a missed opportunity that time for Binghamton. Big turnover at the blue line, and it looked like he's going to go all the way. Farmingdale did a good job, got back.
So we get this Farmingdale power play going. 5:22 to go in the period, as the puck ends up being played out of play, deflected up and into the protective netting, so we'll have another faceoff from that far side.
5:19 to go in this first period. Farmingdale trying to get some people in front of the net this time.
So just 4 seconds gone here on this power play, as they connect on a pass along the blue line. Shot coming in from distance. Good save made by the blocker arm of Bloodgood as it comes back to the point. Settled down now by Buddington. Pass from in behind the net, actually just looking for that pass. Fakes it and then gets it back to the point. Buddington's shot is blocked by Simak. Now a chance to clear. Owen Roll taking advantage of that opportunity. Sending it the length of the ice. Now 30 seconds gone in the power play.
Brennan, big number 79, trying to set a screen. They got a couple of good shots there.
Some speed up the far side as Farmingdale looks to get into the offensive attack zone. Tim Duffy picking it up here on the near wall, dumping it into the offensive end as it circles in behind the net. Farmingdale unable to pick up and settle down that puck to get possession. Now a 2-on-2 for Binghamton. Simak tries to make a move around the defender, knocks the man down after being unable to get through him. This is going to end up being a two-man advantage here for Farmingdale, as that's the second penalty in a row called in the offensive zone against Binghamton. Both of those penalties almost identical, where it's a rush up ice for the Bearcats. It doesn't materialize, and then immediately after that, a Binghamton player takes a penalty to in response to what happens, and now we have a player with a skate issue over there.
They had a little blowout at the end, picking up some materials and giving it back to him. But yeah, it just, their little frustration, I think, as they're moving forward, committing the penalty, and now what a great opportunity for Farmingdale.
Yeah, this is a huge chance for the Rams, because this is almost a full minute of a 5-on-3 coming up, as the penalty being taken by Christopher Simak, the second penalty he's taken here today. Farmingdale wins the power play. Let's see what they can get set up here with this 5-on-3 attack. Valenti changing positions with a teammate, now gets the pass back here at the point, slides it across, and now has an opportunity to let that one-timer go. Had the exact line that he wanted to on that, had it labeled for the top corner. Great blocker arm save made by Adam Bloodgood. Valenti again looking to wind up that shot, fakes it, ends up getting a pass in front of the net. Opportunity in tight, but again Bloodgood standing up to the challenge. Ethan Bohm with that shot from the mid-slot. Glove save made on the play by Adam Bloodgood as he was falling down on the play, and the reaction from the Binghamton fans certainly showing their appreciation for their netminder.
Great saves there, and a point-blank opportunity for Farmingdale.
Yeah, Bloodgood gave up 7 goals in the win yesterday against Ramapo. Obviously not pleased with his effort there, looking to make amends for it even though his team got the win. He's certainly been on top of his game here so far, and his team's going to need him to be if they're going to kill off this 5-on-3. Valenti at the midpoint gets that shot through into a screen, but it ends up hitting a body and going wide. Back towards the point, now just barely keeping it in is Valenti as he loads up the wrist shot. But again, it's Adam Bloodgood up top on his crease, making the glove save and holding on for another whistle. All but 4 seconds of the 5-on-3 have been killed off now.
Farmingdale getting some great opportunities. The goaltender standing tall literally made a couple of huge saves, so great effort by him.
The old cliche is that your goaltender has to be your best penalty killer, and certainly in the 5-on-3 portion of this penalty kill, Adam Bloodgood certainly doing his job in that regard. First penalty has been released, but the power play continues. Rebound chance there as Bloodgood made the first save, and then the second opportunity was shot wide by Jason Brennan.
Yeah, not a good rebound there. Got to get that one off to the side.
Shot from the point, blocked on its way through. Cullen getting in the way of that one, ends up going into the protective netting. So now just 46 seconds remaining on the second penalty, as the theme of this first period has been pretty much Binghamton dictating how the game's being played. Either they're playing a lot in the offensive zone, or they're taking penalties and having to kill them.
Yeah, Farmingdale trying to, it just has not been able to take advantage of this power play opportunity. And again, they mess it up, and it goes past the blue line. They have to recollect.
See whether or not they start showing any frustration here with their inability to take advantage of these power plays. Get a chance here to get it into the offensive zone again. Buddington with a nice between-the-legs pass there as he finds Brennan. Comes back over to the near point, though. Another pass a little bit off the mark. And now they have to retreat back into the neutral zone. Only 15 seconds now remaining on this power play.
Boy, what a missed opportunity this may be.
Yeah, 5-on-3 for almost a full minute. And just unable to really develop a whole lot of chances. A couple of good ones in the first part of it. Bloodgood is the one who did the good work there, killing off that penalty as the second penalty now released. And now Simak out of the box as Farmingdale trying to make a change. This could be dangerous for them as Simak up ice with speed. Tries to get a shot through a screen, but a good defensive play there by Jason Brennan to make sure he got a stick on that puck. Then a huge hit on the far side as Usinski got run over by John Brisgornia.
Brisgornia, a huge hit.
Farmingdale now with a chance to move it up ice with under 2 minutes to go in the period. Puck is just dumped in from center ice as Bloodgood has just a hair of difficulty handling it. There's a Farmingdale player converging on him, waiting for that rebound opportunity. Eventually it wasn't there, and he covers up for a whistle. Minute 48 now remains in period number 1. Still awaiting our first score here between Binghamton and Farmingdale.
Yeah, Brisgornia, going back to that hit. Huge hit, 5'10", 180 pounds, and he looked like he was a linebacker on that one.
I think he got maybe a little bit more than 180 pounds into that hit. He just hammered Usinski into the boards, but good to see number 18 still out there as he's here in the neutral zone looking for a pass. A little bit of difficulty, though, from Binghamton as they have some trouble getting it out of their zone. They do get it up ice, and now this is Usinski chasing it down in the far corner. Bumps his man there, but it's going to be Farmingdale coming out of there with it, and Brisgornia gets the pass up the near boards. Clares tries to keep it in, though, as he knocks his man down. Brisgornia now on the receiving end of a hit there from the Binghamton defender. Clares the first one to the puck in behind the net as he starts it up the far boards to Owen Roll. Roll can't get his pass along to Simak, and it's sent back down deep in the offensive zone for Farmingdale. Clares with 2 people on him there in behind the net, still gets the pass up the near wall. Puck in the neutral zone. Farmingdale finding possession as they look to develop a couple more chances here in the last minute of action. That pass in the neutral zone doesn't connect. Now an opportunity for McKendry to move it forward. He takes another big hit as that was Brisgornia again laying that hit right to the right of our broadcast position. Pass is intercepted by Binghamton as we're under 40 seconds to play in period number 1. Puck dumped into the far corner as McKendry puts some pressure on the defenseman there. Brisgornia accepting a pass here in the near corner. Now Farmingdale has some room to move it up this near side. Hendrickson unable to accept that pass, and they have to regroup here in the neutral zone. Hendrickson with the second opportunity to get that one deep. This time the zone entry is successful. He chases down the puck to put some forecheck pressure on the Binghamton defender. John McCann finding control of it as he circles away from 2 men, stops hard in behind the net. Binghamton player falling down on that move. Unable to develop a scoring chance out of it, though, were the Rams as the puck is floated back into the neutral zone. Last 2 seconds ticking away here in period number 1. And that is how period number 1 will come to a conclusion. A lot of power play opportunities for Farmingdale in that period, Bob, but unable to take advantage of those. And then from the other side of things, it was Binghamton generating a lot of chances 5-on-5, but they were unable to put any of them home.
Yeah, and some near misses by both clubs in this first period, Aaron. And, again, if you're Farmingdale, you just got to think, holy cow, we missed some really easy opportunities, 5-on-3 advantage, and just great goaltending, and they're just not in the net.
So it's a 0-0 tie after 20 minutes of play, and I think any time where you see a game where it's 0-0 after 1 period of play, probably a safe bet that the goaltenders had a big thing to do with that, Bob.
Well, and they both did. They both made some great plays, and then there's just a couple of bad luck shots, but I really was impressed with Bloodgood for Binghamton because I did think that Farmingdale had some really great opportunities, especially in that 5-on-3.
Yeah, not exactly sure what the shots on goal were there in period number 1, but I'll definitely say that Binghamton had the advantage in shots on goal. However, the chances, the good scoring chances might have been in favor of Farmingdale.
Yeah, and that's also because Bloodgood did a great job grabbing loose pucks and really keeping them on the net. I just really was impressed with his effort there in the first period.
All right, 20 minutes of play done here between Farmingdale and Binghamton. No score through 20 minutes. And you're watching live coverage of the UNYCHL Invitational at Elmira on the Nickel City Hockey Network. And our coverage is presented by Buffalo Golf and Social, Western New York's leading indoor golf facility. Simulators, lessons, leagues, Buffalo Golf and Social is the area's best destination for year-round practice and instruction, and with great beer and wine selection, it's also the perfect place to sit and watch golf with others who love the game. Locations downtown and in Orchard Park. Book your next event at Buffalo Golf and Social. The UNYCHL Invitational at Elmira is brought to you by Elmira Tea and Coffee House, owned and operated by the local nonprofit group Capabilities, which has empowered Southern Tier residents with disabilities to achieve their career and educational goals for over 60 years. Visit the Elmira Tea and Coffee House at 100 West Water Street, just a block from First Arena. They'll be brewing up hockey-themed specials all weekend long, open from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. weekdays, 7 to 4 Saturday and Sunday. The Elmira Tea and Coffee House, a cafe with a cause. This broadcast also brought to you by Militello Realty, Western New York's premier commercial real estate broker. To buy, sell, or lease any office, industrial, retail, or investment property, trust the unparalleled knowledge and experience of Militello Realty. Find them online at militello.com. Our supporters also include West Her Auto, the largest automotive dealership group in New York State, selling over 50,000 pre-owned and new cars every year to customers in Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse. West Her Auto is dedicated to absolute excellence in customer service. This broadcast also brought to you by the Hampton Inn Ithaca. For your next trip to the Finger Lakes, the Hampton Inn Ithaca is the smart choice for your stay. Whether you're visiting kids at college, in town for business, or just passing through, the Hampton Inn Ithaca, 337 Elmira Road, centrally located between the Cornell and Ithaca campuses, also not far from downtown Ithaca. Contact the Hampton Inn Ithaca, 607-277-5500. Our supporters also include the Battaglia Marciano Agency, an independent agent for auto, homeowners, commercial, and life insurance. The Battaglia Marciano Agency has been providing peace of mind for Western New Yorkers for over 35 years. And our supporters also include Envious Gameware, designers of custom hockey uniforms, bags, and apparel, and 412 Communications, the new gold standard in digital media solutions. You're watching the Nickel City Hockey Network live coverage of the UNYCHL Invitational at Elmira. We're going to take a break here for the first intermission, but we'll rejoin you in about 10 minutes for period number 2.
People ask, what is Buffalo Golf and Social? Buffalo Golf and Social is anything you want it to be. It can be the best instruction. It can be a vibe. It can be a hangout with your friends, renting a simulator for 4 hours, playing your own playlist, and putting a game up on the TV. We are about everything and anything pertaining to golf. And most importantly, we are trying to build a community of players and a community of people who love and are dedicated to the game.
Bridges have connected people for centuries. When it comes to helping small businesses build bridges with the people they serve, there's a new gold standard. 412 Communications offers a uniquely comprehensive array of media solutions to help your brand establish and maintain strong, lasting connections with your clientele.
And welcome back to First Arena in Elmira. We're about set for period number 2 between Binghamton and Farmingdale. It is day 2 of the UNYCHL Invitational at Elmira. Thank you so much for joining our coverage here on the Nickel City Hockey Network. No score after 20 minutes of play between Binghamton and Farmingdale, but no shortage of entertainment there in period number 1. Thank you so much for joining our broadcast today. Hello, my name's Aaron Alpern, joined alongside by color commentator Bob Beck. And Bob, it was as we were saying before we went to break, it was a period that was pretty much dictated by Binghamton in the good way and in the bad way.
Yeah, getting a lot of penalties, giving Farmingdale some opportunities. But when they were out there at full strength, they really did a nice job of controlling the pace and getting action in the offensive end.
All right, we're underway here in period number 2. Thank you for joining our coverage of the UNYCHL and the Nickel City Hockey Network, brought to you by Buffalo Golf and Social, the leading indoor golf and recreational facility in Western New York. Loose puck in the neutral zone, dumped into the offensive end by Christopher Simak. And Matthew Usinski giving chase there, putting some pressure on the Farmingdale defender. Puck comes up the near wall. Buddington makes sure it gets into the neutral zone. Now an opportunity with some speed for Hendrickson across the Binghamton blue line. Stops at the top of the circle, cycles it in down low. Bogach over there to pick it up for Binghamton. Unable to start that breakout up the far side, and now it's an attempt to get it out the near side. But some physicality over there from Farmingdale, creating a loose puck. Comes out to Hendrickson, now back to the point. Shot from distance, pad save made as Kravitz let that shot go. Might have missed the net wide, but Bloodgood making the save nonetheless. Now we have a penalty being called here as the referee signaling an elbowing penalty. And this one looks like it's going to go against Farmington as the first opportunity. So far, Farmingdale here is the first opportunity now for Binghamton to go on the power plays coming up, as it was nothing but Binghamton penalties in the first period. Now the shoes on the other foot, as it's the Rams taking this penalty.
The captain, Greg Hendrickson, got caught in the corner. And so this is going to be interesting. Binghamton with its first opportunity on the power play today.
And this is a lethal power play unit. Their passing with the man advantage is phenomenal. So let's see how the Farmingdale defenders are able to play against this attack. They do a good job so far. They win control of a puck battle there in the circle. Get the puck sent the length of the ice. Now the Bearcats will have to go 200 feet before they can get an offensive zone opportunity.
Great job by Bobby Lane there, jumping that pass.
Jack O'Brien carrying it in across the blue line for Binghamton. Just dumps it in behind the net as it comes around to the far side to McKee. McKee back to O'Brien here at the midpoint as he looks for a pass here to the near side. McKendry back to the point, and now down low is the Binghamton passing starting to ramp up here with the man advantage. O'Brien with the backhand pass, finding McKendry on the far side. Now here on the near wall as they get the power play set up still here, but a chance now in front, and the perfect setup there with the lacrosse ice passing. It's right on the tape of Thomas McKee. He makes no mistake there from the mid slot. 1-0 Binghamton on the power play.
Great work in the corner, great pass out on front, and he was just as you said, Aaron, outstanding work moving the puck around, and there was just no chance for the goalie there.
The precision passing with the man advantage is a hallmark of this Binghamton attack, and their second power play unit out there gets the goal for this one, and it's McKee getting the first goal of the game. Now 1-0 in favor of Binghamton as they take advantage of an early second period power play. Loose puck played back to Jack O'Brien as the captain moves it up ice. The top line now out there for Binghamton as they look to take advantage of a little bit of momentum here in this game with the 1-0 lead early in period 2. Usinski cycling it down low to Simak. Plays it out of the air, but no high sticking infraction is called. Shot then taken there from Simak. Good shoulder save made by the netminder Temkin. Possibly a 2-on-1 setting up here. Good defensive play, though, as the poke check was made on the far side by Nicholas Perry, keeping that play from developing on the rush.
Great stick by Perry.
Another good stick there on the far side as that poke check was made by the Farmingdale defender, Rotan. Now into the offensive zone come the Rams. Unable to get it much past the blue line now, and this could be an opportunity in the other direction. Roll into the offensive zone. Gets himself set up and takes a shot, but it barely hits the outside of the post.
Farmingdale with the drop pass, and it dropped it back to the Binghamton player.
2-on-2 battle on the far side for control of the puck. Eventually it comes out of that pile to Jason Brennan. He looks to circle it around behind the net. Stops and starts and moves it up this near side. Couple of passes connected on. Now plenty of room for Ferrari to carry it up the far side. Chooses to try to carry it in across the blue line, but ends up having it poke checked off of his stick and needs to get some help from Brennan and Buddington. They're unable to connect on a pass, and Binghamton clears it out of the zone through center ice. into the Farmingdale end now as they look to set up their breakout against the near wall. Good play by Sutter to get over to the boards to keep that one from getting into center ice. But it is played forward by Tim Duffy and into the offensive zone where Bloodgood will send it up the far wall. One-on-one battle there along that far wall. It's going to be Farmingdale coming up with it, getting a quick shot in on goal. Glove save is made by Bloodgood. He holds on for a whistle as the shot was taken there. Maybe one of those unexpected type of shots that came so quickly, but Bloodgood on top of his crease makes the glove save. Holds on for a whistle as we're a little bit more than 3 minutes into period number 2. Binghamton with the power play goal here in the period and the 1-0 lead.
Farmingdale looking to get a response here, Aaron, see if they can get something going in the offensive end.
They get a chance there in tight right off of the face-off as that shot was let go by number 18, Ethan Bohm. Save was made by Bloodgood. He's been really solid here today as despite giving up these 7 goals yesterday, he's on top of his action here so far in this game. Opportunity with some numbers now. This is Sutter into the offensive zone. Slows down for a trailer, feeds it in front. Had a man there, and it was Todorovic. Couldn't get it past the netminder as the one defender there from Farmingdale did a good job making sure that pass didn't have an easy time getting through. Farmingdale countering here as we go back and forth with the action. Chance from in tight is saved, and now we have a breakaway opportunity. This is Hayden Sutter in alone. Goaltender tries to come out of the net to play it, ends up hesitating. Still recovers to make the save. A little bit of a scrambly looking play there, but it ends up being a stop as a little bit of drama picking up here in period number 2. We got the end-to-end action going.
Couldn't elevate the puck, otherwise that would have been an easy goal, but Temkin diving out at that puck right there to make that stop.
One of those situations where Temkin thought it was an opportunity to get to it before the Binghamton forward. Made that first step, realized he wasn't going to get to it, and then he did a really good job recovering. Rarely do you see a goaltender able to stop himself and then stay in position, being able to make the save. Did a good job there, certainly in that scramble play. Makes the save there on Justin Grew in tight on that backhand shot. As now Farmingdale moves it up the near wall. Duffy getting it into the offensive zone as he gives Jack O'Brien a push, and then another one. O'Brien, though, coming out of there with the puck and trying to get it up the far wall to Justin Franks. Puck comes back to the point. Looked like it was kept in along the blue line, but there's a penalty being called here as the Binghamton player gets knocked down in the aftermath of that puck coming back to the point. And it's going to be number 47, Tim Duffy, heading to the penalty box. A 2-minute roughing call is made. So it's a second opportunity for Binghamton with the man advantage, and the first one paid off already today.
And Duffy, a very good player, somebody you'd like to have on the ice in this situation. So we'll see how that affects Farmingdale. Farmingdale really needs to get a stop here.
Farmingdale had all of the power plays in period number 1, including a 2-man advantage for almost a minute. They were unable to take advantage of any of those chances. Binghamton's first chance in the power play was here in period number 2, and they scored about 30 seconds into that man advantage. See what they can do here with their second power play as we approach the 15-minute mark in period number 2. Binghamton settling that puck down, now connecting on a couple of passes, almost a nice little one-touch play as they tried to get it to roll in the low slot. Still with control of the puck in behind the net, Justin Franks makes a pass along to Max Clares on the near wall. Clares then back to Franks in the corner. Clares walking the blue line, trying to get a shot through a screen. Good block, and then a clear into center ice by Farmingdale, but only as far as the center red line where Clares knocks it down and gets it to a teammate where Simak tries to get it down low into the offensive end. Puck is deflected over top of the cage. Simak getting it again, making a pass to Franks behind in the corner there. Now back to the midpoint to Clares. Good passing there along the perimeter as the last pass unable to be connected on into the slot. The Binghamton passing is already starting to ramp up here on this power play as we've talked about. Shot from distance by Simak, just missing the net wide. Temkin with a little bit of difficulty staying in position, but he does get back into his spot and makes an arm save, deflecting that one up and out of play. Temkin's had a little bit of uneasy moments here in the last couple of minutes, but he's been doing a good job of keeping that puck out of the net.
Previously, a couple of minutes ago, Roll had a great opportunity right in front here, and it's one of those things you'll see with players, they got to get their sticks down on the ice, and he had it up and just missed that opportunity.
Faceoff's going to be in the near circle to the right of Temkin, and it's going to be the Binghamton goal scorer Thomas McKee on for the draw. Wins it cleanly. McKendry now feeding along that near wall, accepting a pass back along this point here again. Now down low, Todorovic's shot from along the goal line doesn't get through. A good block there on the play by the defenseman Daniel Rotan, but Binghamton keeping it moving here in the offensive zone. O'Brien kept it in the zone there with a little poke check play, but it went right to a Farmingdale player. And the Rams get the clear. Now just 40 seconds remaining on their penalty.
Good work.
McKendry up to Grew into the offensive zone. Good edge work to get himself some speed going in around behind the net. Now looking for a pass. He finds O'Brien back at the point. O'Brien along to McKee. Tries to let that shot go from the face-off dot. It goes high and wide up over the net. And then ends up being played into center ice here as McKendry was unable to settle it down inside the blue line. McKee back to O'Brien, and he gains the blue line. Feeds a pass along to Justin Grew in the far corner. Grew surveying things. Feeds that pass back to O'Brien. Shot is saved. Rebound opportunities there, and it's Thomas McKee again, finding the rebound, ripping it home with the wrist shot. With 3 seconds remaining on the power play, Binghamton strikes again with the man advantage. It's 2-0 Bearcats.
Not a good rebound that time, given up by Jake, and it just bounced right out in front. Easy opportunity, and he buried it.
Same guy gets the first goal, gets the second goal, and both of them on the power play. Number 11, Thomas McKee, giving Binghamton a 2-0 edge here in this game. We said that the first period was dictated by how Binghamton played and whether or not they stayed out of the penalty box. A lot of the Farmingdale opportunities were with the power play in period number 1. Farmingdale now has been taking the penalties themselves here in period number 2. Binghamton making them pay so far with a pair of Thomas McKee power play goals.
Second game of this tournament that Farmingdale's having a little tough luck with getting penalties and having it backfire.
Farmingdale with a chance to pick up the puck in their own zone. Brennan with a little bit of time and space to start the breakout. Feeds a pass in behind the net, and they try now to get it out this near side. But it comes back into the offensive zone for Binghamton. Valenti, though, picking it up, carrying it up this near side. He has some speed into the offensive zone. His shot misses the net high and wide, however. Comes back to the point where Brennan keeps it in along the blue line. Ferrari with some good stick handling there to make sure it stays in the zone. He gets it over to Valenti. That shot is deflected before it gets to Bloodgood. Good read, though, by the netminder to come out of his crease to catch that one. Could have landed right in front of him, and then it would have been a scramble for a loose puck.
Total knuckleball on that one. Had to dive it. Yeah, that would have been dangerous that it hit the ice.
One of those situations where it's how quickly the goalie reacts, and in that case, there wasn't an ounce of hesitation at Adam Bloodgood. Kind of an example of the way he's been playing throughout this game. He has been aggressive, but also good poise and reading plays properly. Rams picking up control of that face-off, and Duffy tries to get that pass out in front, unable to find somebody with it. And now it's a 3-on-2 opportunity, as this is Simak carrying it into the offensive zone. Cross-ice pass, he finds Roll, he tries to get it to Usinski. Maybe just a little bit of miscommunication there on that play. Looked like the first pass was intended for the slot, ends up going all the way to the other side, and then the second pass didn't connect, but Binghamton still gets it into the offensive zone in the aftermath of that play. And now it's Simak looking to put on some pressure on that far side. Heads to the bench for a change, actually, as the puck is floated back into the neutral zone. Ivan Bogach trying to get it into the offensive end. Unfortunately for a couple of his teammates, though, he ends up playing it into the Binghamton bench. Doesn't look like anyone is too worse for wear because of that. And we'll have a face-off right at the center ice dot with 12:02 remaining in second period play.
Binghamton dictating the pressure right now, doing a really good job on defense as well, and something they didn't necessarily do all the time last night.
So it's a 2-0 lead for the Bearcats as Justin Grew finds a loose puck. He gets it across, and now Justin Franks into the offensive zone with some speed. Shot right in on goal. Right arm save made there by Jake Temkin. Puck slides back into the Binghamton zone where Bogach goes back for it. Takes a bump in behind the net, but he maintains control of it. Tries to flip it off the glass into the neutral zone. A little bit too much elevation on that one. It goes over the glass and it hits the aluminum wall there behind the Farmingdale bench, so we have a stoppage in play. Face-off will be coming up deep inside the Binghamton zone with 11:41 to go in the period.
Farmingdale's got to get a chance to just take some time on the offensive end.
There's an opportunity right off the face-off. That shot coming through a screen, getting right in on the netminder as Buddington let the wrist shot go. Bloodgood again up to that challenge. And then that quick counter play as they get it up ice quickly. Franks with a step on the defender. Cross-ice pass, a great setup in front of the net. Just unable to finish that one on the play was Thomas McKee, who was looking for the natural hat trick on that 2-on-1 rush.
Well, really good push that time and had Farmingdale on their heels.
Yeah, the defender was in the proper position to accept Justin Franks coming at him with speed, but it was too much speed. Franks blew right past him, then fed that pretty pass in front of the net. That would have been a highlight reel setup if it would have paid off. Rams looking to counter now as it's Buddington in behind the net, looking for a passing option. Feeds it back down low on the backhand. Captain Hendrickson unable to gather that one in. And Franks plays it through the neutral zone. It's going to go all the way for icing, however. And an offensive zone draw going to be coming up here for the Farmingdale State Rams, as they're going to have to claw their way back into this game. It's been a pair of power play goals here in the second period for Binghamton, and that's why they have the 2-0 lead.
Binghamton also able to keep them away, Farmingdale away from the net, doing a really good job keeping them out in the perimeter.
Yeah, most of the opportunities in the offensive zone for Farmingdale so far have been of the one-and-done variety, not a whole lot of second-chance opportunities around the net. We'll see if they can make an adjustment to create a little bit more zone time and some better opportunities. But I see a lot of this so far, whereas it's Binghamton gaining control, making sure it gets out of the zone quickly. Franks dumps it in on goal. A little bit of difficulty with that rebound again from Temkin. There was a chance there for Justin Grew in tight on the backhand. Temkin made the second save as well. This time he made sure there was no third opportunity. Held on for a whistle, and the faceoff will be coming up to his left with 10:37 to go in the period.
Living dangerously, kicking that puck right out in front. Grew had a great opportunity, just didn't get enough on it.
McKendry behind the net, looking to set up some offensive zone time for the Binghamton Bearcats. Puck comes out towards the slot. There was a quick shot taken there by Hayden Sutter, just barely missing the post wide. Puck then comes out in front again. Temkin has to be quick on that one to make sure that there's no chance from in tight. As a little bit scrambly now in their own zone for Farmingdale, as maybe the 2 power play goals here in this period have allowed Binghamton to really gain some control in this game. Bob.
They certainly have momentum, and they have looked the faster team in this period, Aaron, and some odd man rushes that you don't want to see.
Binghamton winning that draw, getting a shot attempt, missing the net though, however, was Sutter, but it's still some offensive zone time being set up now here in this near corner. One-on-one battle for that loose puck. A second Farmingdale player comes in there, but it comes to the point. Jack O'Brien lets that slap shot go. There were a couple players in front of the net trying to set up a screen, but a pretty clear view there from Jake Temkin. Caught it with the left hand, held on for a whistle. A couple new Farmingdale players coming on for this face-off here in the defensive zone as we are about 5 seconds away from the halfway point in this game.
Farmingdale just trying to survive, it feels like right now, and maybe get some things going their way. They could use a little luck on the other end.
Something to change the momentum of this game. The first period, they had some fortune by not really getting too many opportunities against them, despite the fact that Binghamton had a lot of time in the offensive zone. They had the fortune of Binghamton taking a lot of penalties. This period, it's been the other way around, and there's another opportunity for Kevin Cullen right in front of the net as Stappenbeck set him up point blank right on the doorstep. Temkin making a great save on that one. Now maybe we get some numbers into the offensive zone for Binghamton, but it's a great defensive play as the poke check made there along the blue line, keeping that Farmingdale rush from even getting into the offensive zone.
Jack Morochka with a really good stick there.
He played an excellent game last night. Not surprised to see his defense stepping up again here in this game. Opportunity there for Stappenbeck after the play by Morochka in his own zone. Save was made by Temkin. He continues to be peppered with shots. This second period has been kind of the shooting gallery here for Binghamton.
And a couple of turnovers as well, which is not helpful.
Loose puck almost picked up there by Trevor Radin in the slot. Tried to get through a defenseman, unable to get it there. Big hit right in front of our broadcast position. That's going to draw a penalty as the Farmingdale player made the move to avoid the hit, ended up catching enough of it, and it ended up turning into a tripping call as the hit was not really delivered fully cleanly, but he got enough of it to make it ended up being a trip. And again, it's the big defenseman Morochka heading to the penalty box for 2 minutes for tripping here.
Yep, that was almost a big collision there.
And it was really just that little bit of a lateral move from the Farmingdale player. That's the only thing that kept it from being a everybody in the building gasping for breath type of hit. And really, it's also what ended up drawing the penalty. So good play there by the Farmingdale player, giving his team a chance. And really, they need to start doing a little bit better with this power play if they're going to come back into this game.
You feel almost like this is a must opportunity for Farmingdale, don't you, Aaron? Just to change the momentum and change the look of this game.
Even if it's just a successful power play and having some good zone time and some chances developed out of it, they don't necessarily need to score, but they want to have a better look on this man advantage than they had on either of their any of their power plays in the first period. It looked like more of Binghamton gaining momentum from the Farmingdale power plays in period number one.
And Binghamton doing a great job just making it tough on them on the blue line. We almost have a breakout.
Yeah, Grew is the first one into the offensive zone to the puck. Temkin, though, beats him to it, makes sure it gets up to a defenseman. Farmingdale hasn't even really set up here in the offensive zone yet, and 45 seconds are already gone in this penalty. Binghamton player Max Clares with possession of it, looking to get that clear. Does manage to get the bounce around the defenseman at the near blue line, all the way back down into Farmingdale territory. Goaltender Temkin setting it up for his defenseman. A full minute already killed off here by Binghamton. This is another one of those momentum-building penalty kills so far.
Just dominating the blue line right now.
They could get another opportunity off of it. This is McKee carrying it into the offensive zone. Tries to make a move around Valenti. Valenti giving him a bump there in the corner as 3 Farmingdale players try to get it away from McKee. As excellent work being done there on the penalty kill, ticking off precious seconds there on the man advantage. And this has been a textbook penalty kill so far.
Yeah, outstanding work. A lot of pressure. Can't get it in the zone at all. Haven't set anything up.
Valenti finally getting it across the blue line. Duffy with that cross-ice pass. It's in the skates of its intended target, but Bohm picking it up. Finally getting that power play formation set up top. Chance from distance. That shot misses wide. Now it comes to the near boards where Valenti pulls it off of the wall. Cross-ice pass to Buddington. He stops at the top of the circle. Now back to Valenti up top. Tries to get that shot through traffic. Does manage to get it around the screen that was in front of him. Not a whole lot to shoot at, though, as Bloodgood read it perfectly. Grabbed that one with the left-hand glove. Held on for a whistle. Now only 2 seconds remaining on this Farmingdale power play. And again, it seems like another chance for Binghamton to gain momentum from killing a penalty.
Farmingdale trying to get a couple of their big bodies that time to clear some space and get a shot, but again, the shot was wide. It wasn't going to be dangerous at all.
Scrambled face-off as the penalty expires. Owen Roll trying to settle it down, but he can't get it away from McCann, who sends it deep into the offensive zone. A little bit of a foot race in that far corner. Farmingdale ending up coming out of that foot race with control of the puck, but it comes out to the near side where Owen Roll tries to start the breakout. 2 players from each side as they battle for possession. It comes back to the point. Kravitz sends it back down low into the offensive zone. Shot coming from along the goal line. A chance with that rebound chance in front as it was right on the stick of McCann. Just barely missed the near post. Player taken down in the mid slot. We could have another Farmingdale power play coming up. It looks like that is the case. They get the extra attacker out there. Let's see what they can do 6-on-5. McCann behind the net as he circles and finds the man coming in off the bench. Now back to the point as they work the puck around the perimeter. Hendrickson with the one-touch pass behind the net. McCann with 2 men on him. Binghamton getting the touch there and the possession of the puck, and that's going to bring the penalty call up. And we'll see exactly what the call is. We might actually see a second one here as the referee signaling to the Binghamton players as there's a little bit of an argument going on. It seems that we have an upset official here not liking some of the conversation with the Binghamton players.
Normally those conversations don't go all that well as well as you would like.
So it's Jack O'Brien, the captain, number 47, who took the penalty. And there was a lot of gesturing and conversation on the way there. I thought that there might have been a second penalty given out, but it's just the 2-minute call for the play in the mid-slot. Wasn't sure exactly what the call that ended up being made. I think it was interference. But again, it's a chance for Farmingdale in the power play. And just like the last power play, it starts with Binghamton gaining control immediately and getting the puck sent down the ice.
I will say Farmingdale just showed a little movement that we hadn't seen this entire period. So hopefully it'll give them a little jump here.
Yeah, the end of that last power play was a lot better than any of their other time with the man advantage here tonight. Let's see if there's any momentum that they can gain, whether or not they made an adjustment that'll help them here on this power play. Valenti on the far side lets a hard wrist shot go. There's a rebound opportunity in front of the crease. Binghamton players clear it out of danger, but it comes to McCann. Now back to Buddington up at the midpoint. Big one-time shot. Save made by Bloodgood as Valenti got a ton on that one from the far side.
Great shot. Great save.
McCann walking it in. He's got a man in front looking for that redirection opportunity. Bohm unable to knock it down out of midair. He's got the puck on his stick in the far corner now. Looking for a pass. Feeds it in behind the net. Wraparound opportunity. First save is made by Bloodgood. Second opportunity is saved again. Eventually he gets the whistle blown as he gets that puck covered. A little bit of a discussion in front of the net. Exchanging of pleasantries between players from each side. Nothing really comes of that. Nothing really escalating from those first couple of pushes and shoves as both teams make some changes, getting ready for the last minute 4 of this Farmingdale power play.
Hendrickson grabbing that puck from behind, came around the front, and really a great opportunity. A rebound was there to be had, but covered up very quickly.
Finally starting to see some life from this Farmingdale power play. They have the offensive talent that haven't been able to get it to execute so far here today. Binghamton again doing a good job of getting control and getting a clear early on here after that face-off. Let's see what Binghamton can do with their second unit out there for this power play. Duffy behind the net as he circles to the right side of the cage. Connects on a pass in the mid-slot, and now in towards the offensive zone. It's Ferrari with some speed. Tries to get around the defender. Takes a bump there from Bogach. That's what keeps him from getting a shot away. But he's still got control of it. Now he feeds it back to the point to O'Donnell. Cross-ice pass. Shot taken there as it doesn't get through. Second chance there as Buddington had 2 cracks at that one. Neither one of them hitting the net, however. Still kept in with 25 seconds remaining on the power play. O'Donnell walking it in, drops it back for Buddington. Shot through a screen. Pad save made by Bloodgood.
Good
Rebound
save.
picked up, though, by Farmingdale, and a chance for him to shot in tight as the backhand again handled by Bloodgood. And he has been excellent here tonight, making all of the saves he's been asked to make so far. And he has been, we talked about it in the first period, the old saying that the best penalty killer on your team has to be the goaltender, and he certainly has been so far on all of these penalty kills tonight for Binghamton.
Very good, and boy, there was one I did not think he saw and got the leg out right at the last second. Great effort, though, by Farmingdale, getting some shots in.
See if they can do anything with the last 15 seconds of their power play. Good loose puck created, though, by Binghamton. Todorovic making sure that puck gets out into center ice. Now just 7 seconds remaining on the power play. One last push time for Farmingdale here with the man advantage. Pass comes back to the point as the penalty expires. Opportunity to get a shot in from the slot, but good tight defense there on O'Donnell. Didn't really have a whole lot of room to get that shot through. Is deflected up and out of play. And we'll be continuing now 5-on-5 as we have 4 minutes and 25 seconds left to play in period number 2. It's a 2-0 lead in favor of Binghamton. They had a pair of power play goals here in the second period. Since then, though, they've been killing off some penalties of their own.
You know, they certainly have, but they've done a great job, although there was some good opportunities for Farmingdale.
Rotan making sure that puck gets down low into the offensive zone. Now a battle for possession along the goal line. Eventually pulled out of there. Now fed in front. Backhand shot right in on goal as that quick spinning shot by O'Donnell. Great pad save made by Bloodgood as the opportunities are starting to pile up now a little bit more for Farmingdale. Still, they can't get one past the netminder. Puck is pinned to the far wall there. Eventually it comes out of the crowd and towards the point. Could be some numbers here from Binghamton. Sutter into the offensive zone. He's got 2 men trailing on the play with him. Drops that pass off to Todorovic with one opportunity. Couldn't quite settle down that rebound after Temkin made that shoulder save on that initial shot.
Great opportunity again for Binghamton.
Brennan in the offensive zone looking for that shot in tight. As the back and forth action continuing here. Buddington picking it up. He might have a chance. He gets it through the defender's legs. Slides that pass out in front. Just unable to get a hold of that one was the forward there on the far post. What a pretty setup there that was by Matthew Buddington.
Really missed opportunity for Farmingdale.
Binghamton getting the clear. Todorovic putting pressure on here along the blue line. Sutter makes sure it gets into the offensive zone, but Binghamton trying to sneak a change in here. Not exactly quick enough with it as Kyler Rowe gets it up ice. Takes a hit here in the near corner as he battles for possession in the corner. A couple more Farmingdale players joining that battle. 2 Binghamton players in there as the puck is pinned by skates against the boards. Finally, it comes off of the boards and comes around behind the net. Marachka starting it up the far side. It goes off a stanchion in the boards and right to a Binghamton player. Simak with plenty of room to get it up ice. Gets it to Usinski. Now dropped off to Roll. Roll with a good look there, trying to get that backhand pass across, but good back-checking pressure as the stick lift is made before that pass is able to be made across.
Farmingdale on the last opportunity really trying to pinch in tight, Aaron, but Binghamton almost caught him.
Spinorama backhand pass attempted there from Owen Roll behind the net. Farmingdale player getting in the way of that one before it got to one of his line mates. Eventually it comes back to the goaltender Temkin. Holds on for a whistle as we approach 2:23 remaining in period number 2. 2 early goals in this period by Binghamton on the power play. Since then, it's been a lot of Farmingdale chances on the power play. They've been developing a little bit more in terms of offensive zone opportunities here in the second period, but part of the story so far has been the netminder, Adam Bloodgood.
Yeah, he's been so sensational, made stop after stop from point-blank range.
Both goaltenders have been excellent, actually. Not to give too much credit to Bloodgood and not mention how good Temkin has been, because Binghamton has certainly tested him with more shots throughout this game, and he has been a reason why his team's only down a pair.
Temkin was under attack there for a while.
Poke check there from Bogach, knocks it away from the defenseman Valenti, who jumped up into the play. Simak tries to get it out of the corner, but he loses his balance. Now he has the puck on his stick and an opportunity to carry it up ice, but we have a whistle being blown as we might have some sort of issue there on the far side with the door. Linesman over there checking on things as maybe that door came a little bit loose on the play. Now they're having a little bit of a discussion about that between the referee and the linesman. I'm not exactly sure what.
I didn't see if there was a hit over there that dislodged that.
Sometimes you see that with these with the second rinks, is sometimes those door latches aren't as secure as you would like to see them, and that's one in that case where that one popped open just a little bit, I guess, and they're over there analyzing things to determine whether or not any work needs to be done on that door.
It's always a surprise when that door opens and you go sailing off into the crowd or onto the floor.
That's a reminder of a little bit of what we saw last March at the CHF Federation Cup. One of the 4 rinks that was used in Philadelphia had that exact same issue, I believe, on that same corner door. Anytime somebody got hit into that corner door, the thing would pop open and play would have to stop. Hopefully that's not something that continues here as they continue to appear to be analyzing that door in the far corner.
Somebody is on the other side trying to do something with it, so we'll see what they can resolve here.
A little bit of a delay in the action with 1:54 remaining in period number 2. You're watching live coverage of the UNYCHL Invitational at Elmira on the Nickel City Hockey Network. And our coverage is presented by Buffalo Golf and Social, Buffalo's best destination for year-round practice and instruction. Simulators, lessons, leagues, Buffalo Golf and Social is the Western New York area's best destination for year-round practice and instruction. Locations downtown and in Orchard Park. Book your next event with Buffalo Golf and Social. Period. We have the door secured now, and we're ready for a face-off. McCann and McKee. Puck is scrambled there, almost a chance in tight from Farmingdale. But quickly, Binghamton getting up ice. Breakaway opportunity. Justin Frankson alone. This looked like that hard wrist shot just caught a bit of the arm of the goaltender, Temkin. But another opportunity. Quick play in transition. Binghamton has been excellent with those plays throughout this game. Farmingdale has to be sure that they're not allowing guys to sneak in behind them in the neutral zone.
Boy, he could really skate.
McKee up to Justin Grew into the offensive zone. Chases it down and gets there before the defender. Tries that quick backhand pass in front. Fortunately for him, though, it was a Farmingdale player, McCann, picking it up. Farmingdale now with some room on the far side to skate it up ice. Matthew Hawkins getting it up to Hendrickson. Hawkins with the puck on his stick again as he makes one move, then tries to go from the backhand to the forehand. Couldn't quite get it around Jack O'Brien. Farmingdale, though, keeping possession of it. Shot coming in from the point. That goes high and wide. Brennan trying to keep it in here on the near side, but Binghamton doing a good job of making sure that puck gets to center ice. And then Valenti has to fire it back into the offensive zone as we have 50 seconds remaining in the period. A little bit of a sloppy change there from Farmingdale.
Almost too many men.
Could have gotten caught with too many men there. No call being made on the play, though. Not really a call for it either. You didn't really hear anyone from Binghamton asking for that penalty. Long pass up the far wall of the neutral zone. Nobody there to accept it for Farmingdale. That one's going to go for an icing. 34 seconds remaining in the period. Binghamton's going to get an offensive zone draw here coming up.
Farmingdale did a little better job on the last opportunity for Binghamton on the breakout. They have been allowing some of the top skaters to get out very quickly and have gotten some great one-on-one opportunities.
Binghamton seems to have a lot of those kind of set play looks right off of faceoffs where a guy is quickly streaking into the neutral zone. Farmingdale has had a difficult time tracking those guys as they have a number of times snuck in behind a couple of the defenders in the neutral zone. Rolling puck ends up coming to the netminder Adam Bloodgood. He covers it up as there's a Farmingdale player in close proximity looking for that loose change. None forthcoming, though, but a faceoff in the offensive zone for Farmingdale with 21 seconds remaining. It's going to be Simak for Binghamton against Ferrari for Farmingdale on this draw. Again, Binghamton winning that draw and flipping it into the neutral zone. Not really much of a set play going there. But they do manage to move it forward for a moment until Buddington picks it up and tries to carry it back. Two teams going back and forth here in the neutral zone. Eventually, Ferrari gets it into the offensive end. Soft shot in on goal. Bloodgood handles that as the last couple of seconds tick away in period number 2. And period number 2 finishes with a score of 2-0 in favor of the Binghamton Bearcats. A pair of goals on the power play by number 11, Thomas McKee. That's the difference here in this game. It's a 2-0 lead, and not just the 2 goals from McKee being the difference in this game. I think you have to look at the Binghamton netminder, number 31, Adam Bloodgood. He has been standing on his head today as Farmingdale, while probably being outshot in this game, have maybe outchanced Binghamton, but Bloodgood has made sure that none of those chances have gotten by him.
Yeah, there have been some right on the doorstep that he's done a great job settling down and knocking out of there. Hasn't really given up maybe one bad rebound. Really a great effort. And on the other side, Temkin really got tested a couple of times, and boy, you're not living well if you're letting Binghamton go on the power play too many times. So Farmingdale, again, needing to stay out of the penalty box and has to take advantage of it when Binghamton's in the box because they've had some opportunities.
Yeah, there have been a lot of power plays for Farmingdale in this game. Their first period power plays seemed to go absolutely nowhere. Binghamton was the team taking momentum away from those man advantage situations. In the second period, though, they started to get their legs under them on the man advantage. The last two power plays that they had, the last 30 seconds of the first one and then the one after that, they seemed to get things a little bit more settled down, creating a couple opportunities in the offensive zone. If they're able to get another chance in the power play, they might be able to build on those too.
Well, I think as you pointed out, Aaron, if they would have a good power play opportunity, that might change the momentum, change things for them. And I think we saw that. We saw that midway through the period. And there were a lot more opportunities shortly after that one effort.
It's day 2 of the Invitational at Elmira, showcase between the Empire Conference and the UNYCHL. And our coverage on the Nickel City Hockey Network is presented by Buffalo Golf and Social, Western New York's best destination for year-round practice and instruction. The UNYCHL Invitational at Elmira also brought to you by the Elmira Tea and Coffee House. Owned and operated by the local nonprofit group Capabilities, which has empowered Southern Tier residents with disabilities to achieve their career and educational goals for over 60 years. Visit the Elmira Tea and Coffee House, 100 West Water Street, just a block from First Arena. They'll be brewing up hockey-themed specials all weekend long. Open 7 to 4 Saturday and Sunday, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. during the week. The Elmira Tea and Coffee House, a cafe with a cause. This broadcast also brought to you by Militello Realty, Western New York's premier commercial real estate broker. To buy, sell, or lease any office, industrial, retail, or investment property, trust the unparalleled knowledge and experience of Militello Realty. Find them online, militello.com. Supporters also include West Her, the largest automotive dealership group in New York State, selling over 50,000 pre-owned and new cars every year to customers in Rochester, Buffalo, and Syracuse. West Her Auto, dedicated to absolute excellence in customer service. And our broadcast is brought to you by the Hampton Inn Ithaca. For your next trip to the Finger Lakes, the Hampton Inn Ithaca is the smart choice for your stay. Whether you're visiting kids at college, in town for business, or just passing through, contact the Hampton Inn Ithaca 607-277-5500. Also by the Battaglia Marciano Agency, an independent agent for auto, homeowners, commercial, and life insurance. The Battaglia Marciano Agency has been providing peace of mind for Western New Yorkers for over 35 years. Also by Envious Gameware, designers of custom hockey uniforms, bags, and apparel. And by 412 Communications, the new gold standard in digital media solutions. You're watching live coverage of the UNYCHL Invitational at Elmira on the Nickel City Hockey Network. We're going to step away for the second intermission, but we'll rejoin you in about 10 minutes for period number 3. Stay tuned as we bring you continuing coverage of the UNYCHL.
I created Buffalo Golf and Social for one reason: to create a space that's different and unique from any other golf facility you've ever been to. It's a place to learn, and it's a place to enjoy. You ready?
Bridges have connected people for centuries. When it comes to helping small businesses build bridges with the people they serve, there's a new gold standard. 412 Communications offers a uniquely comprehensive array of media solutions to help your brand establish and maintain strong, lasting connections with your clientele.
And welcome back to First Arena in Elmira, New York, as we are set for third period action here. It is day 2 of the UNYCHL Invitational at Elmira, and our action here on Rink 2 between Binghamton and Farmingdale, entering period number 3 with the score of 2-0 in favor of the Binghamton Bearcats. Binghamton scoring both of their goals in second period play on the power play, and both of them coming from number 11, Thomas McKee. Hello, I'm Aaron Elpern. Thank you for joining our coverage here on the Nickel City Hockey Network. Joined alongside by color commentator Bob Beck, camera operator Jeff Jazarowski, as we bring you live coverage of the UNYCHL Invitational at Elmira, presented by Buffalo Golf and Social. We are ready for third period play here, Bob, and the story of the game has been not only Thomas McKee getting both the goals there in that second period, but the goaltending on both ends of the rink. Jake Temkin for Farmingdale has been a big part of the reason why his team is still in this game, and Adam Bloodgood for Binghamton has been basically the main reason why it's a 2-0 game.
Yeah, absolutely. Bloodgood has done such a great job on pucks, just right in front of the net, and has made stop after stop. Temkin has certainly been peppered. We don't have the stats on shots on goal here, but we'll just say 79 shots have gone at Temkin. It just feels like that, and he made some mistakes. The big difference is the power play. You saw that we have Binghamton can take advantage of the situation. Farmingdale, who has had countless opportunities, has not got it in the net.
Yeah, it was those two-man advantages early on in period number 2. Binghamton able to take advantage of both opportunities. Both of those goals scored by Thomas McKee, but it's been a slew of power plays in this game by Farmingdale. And with the exception of the last 2 chances in period number 2, they've had trouble just getting set up in the offensive zone, and it's been Binghamton that's been actually getting a little bit of extra life, with extra wind in their sails from some of those penalty kill opportunities. We'll certainly be watching to see whether or not we have any power play opportunities given out in this period and which team gets the advantage of those types of situations. Have just a little bit of a delay here as they're allowing some of the water to freeze here on the ice, a little bit pooled up there during the resurfacing of the ice surface, but appears the officials are satisfied with the conditions, ready to get going here for period number 3. Excited to see what period 3 has to offer, Bob.
Yeah, I certainly am, but I'm also surprised that they couldn't freeze this room. It is a little brisk in here.
It's not the warmest of rinks in the world, and certainly testing the hardiness of the broadcast crew, but we are certainly happy to bring you live coverage of the UNYCHL. Opportunity right off the start of the period, and it's taken advantage of. Matthew Usinski with a pretty shot up over the glove arm, and it's a 3-0 lead for Binghamton, and it takes them just 13 seconds in period 3. Seizing control here of this game on a pretty goal by Matthew Usinski.
Just took it down the right side and right boards and just dove in. Nobody stopped him. Easy shot, flipped it up at the top of the net. Great job, and it's now 3-0.
Well, usually the start of periods like this offer an opportunity for one side or the other to grab momentum and to change the course of the game. I think the wet ice might have been something that was in the minds of the Farmingdale players. It's still an issue out there as the puck seems to be sticking to the surface. Yeah. Doesn't seem to be an issue for Binghamton. They get another chance in tight. Save is made there on that opportunity. Usinski looking for his second goal of the shift. Temkin making the stop there. Now it's an opportunity in transition. The wet ice, though, causing more difficulties there for Farmingdale as the first pass attempt doesn't connect. Now it could be a chance for Binghamton in the other direction. Justin Franks almost winning that foot race. Temkin, though, beating him to it and getting that puck cleared out of danger.
Boy, Temkin needed to come out of there. That we were looking at 4-0.
McCann coming out of his own zone now with the puck, but some good back check pressure there is taking him off of that one was number 11 on the play, Thomas McKee, who had 2 goals in period number 2, also showing some good work on the defensive end of things. Stoppage in play with a little bit more than a minute gone in period number 3, and it was an early third period goal, giving Binghamton a 3-0 lead.
We've seen Binghamton start periods like this, Aaron, throughout the game, getting a quick jump right off the start, and Farmingdale needs to respond very quickly.
I think you're seeing a little bit of a delay now that neither team really wants to be playing in these conditions. You could still see a lot of water pooled up on the ice surface here, and the puck has been sticking nonstop here for the first minute and change here of this period. No surprise that they're going to let things play out here for just a few moments, as this is certainly not the best way to have a hockey game played when you have this much water pooled up on the surface, but maybe just a little bit of a delay is all we will hopefully need. But while we're waiting for the ice to settle and for the water to dissipate and go into ice, we will take a look at some of the other scores going around here at the Invitational at Elmira. Over on the main rink right now, it is St. Bonaventure with an 8-2 lead over Ramapo. So far this weekend, it's been all UNYCHL in these battles between the UNYCHL and the Empire Conference. The Upstate New York Collegiate Hockey League winning all 4 games yesterday. One of those games going to overtime, that being Binghamton's win over Ramapo. Otherwise than that, it was a 6-3 win for St. Bonaventure over this Farmingdale team. Meanwhile, it was a 3-2 win for Cornell over Quinnipiac. Also a 3-2 win for Niagara over Fairfield. As it appears the UNYCHL early on here in this showcase is getting a little bit of the control over play here in this event.
Well, that really good league, and obviously they're showing it here at this tournament. These are some really good hockey clubs that we're getting an opportunity to see, and so it's a preview for what we're going to see late in the season.
Absolutely. There's a very good chance that all 8 schools that are here at this showcase event will be in Philadelphia at the CHF National Championship in March next spring. So there's certainly some preview opportunities of some of the national championship matchups where we might be seeing in the spring, but still waiting for the ice to get into a more proper playing condition here. You can still see as we look around the ice surface here on Rink 2, there's a lot of shininess, a lot of spots where you can see the glare of the lights from above picking up some of the water pools that are on the ice, and doesn't seem to be changing here anytime quickly, which is odd as we keep on mentioning, and there's a lot of conversation here in this building about how cold this rink is. It's kind of surprising that this ice surface hasn't come together a little bit quicker here in this case.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing you'd expect to see sometime in March or earlier in the season, but to see it right now is a shock. But it looks like we're going to give it a go now. I still see some pools, but it's got to be better than it was.
So we're a little bit more than a minute into period 3. There's been a goal scored already in this period, despite the fact that neither team really likes the conditions of the ice right now. Matthew Cincy able to take advantage of that and score a goal here just 14 seconds into the third period. It's made it a 3-0 game. Farmingdale's going to have to pull up their bootstraps here and try to get some push back and try to get themselves back here into this game as they trail 3-0. Play finally underway here as the conditions are finally allowable for some hockey to continue. Binghamton dumping it into the offensive zone. Jason Brennan starting it up the far wall. Connects on one pass to Duffy, but Duffy's pass doesn't get through. Eventually, though, Ferrari takes it out across the blue line. Now in through the neutral zone into the Binghamton end. Chance in front of the net. Pass right through the crease as sliding that backhander was Greg Hendrickson. Then we have a big collision in behind the net along the back wall. And it appears we have the referee calling a boarding call over there in that far corner as there is still a Farmingdale player that is down after that play. And the Binghamton skater, number 13, Justin Franks, heading to the penalty box. We'll have to wait and see what sort of call is made here on this one, whether or not it is the standard 2-minute variety penalty or if it's anything more than that.
Yeah, it looks like he's really shaken up over there. And is that Hendrickson, or is there somebody laying down next to him?
Yeah, there's a player. Hendrickson is trying to help out the player that is seated on his backside there behind the net. Can't really get a clear view from where we are because of where the goaltender and McKee are standing in front of the net. But there's definitely a player that's down there up against the back boards. Trainers come out onto the ice to tend to him and see what the situation is. Meanwhile, there's a conversation going on by the penalty box door as to what sort of penalty is going to be called here on this play. Frequently, Bob, you'll see some of these violent collisions like this one penalized a little bit extra to try to keep the temperature down in a game like this. Be interested to see whether or not this is a 2-minute penalty, a 4-minute penalty, or maybe even a 5.
Still trying to catch a number here.
I think that's Ferrari.
He was racing and had an opportunity to score there, and which obviously was what led to the penalty.
Yeah, his speed into the offensive zone ended up being a part of that collision there in behind the net. Certainly he's shaking off some discomfort there, appears to be favoring one of his shoulders. Now there's the conversation going on between Hendrickson, the captain, as well as Jack O'Brien, the Binghamton captain, and the officials about what the penalty is going to be. Up on the board, it says 2 minutes right now for Justin Franks, so I can see why Hendrickson is over there trying to get an explanation as to why it wasn't more of a penalty in that situation. It will be a chance on the man advantage, though, for Farmingdale. It's been one of the themes of this game is there have been a lot of chances with the power play for this Rams club. Haven't been able to obviously score in any of those opportunities. Really had a lot of trouble just getting things set up, with the exception of the last 2 occasions in period number 2. Let's see if they can build off of those. Yeah,
as we said, that early in the game they had like a one-and-done opportunities. If they could get some passes going here, this will certainly maybe get them a lift.
McCann on for the draw against McKee as the Farmingdale players get set up into their positions. Farmingdale winning the faceoff. Let's see if they can get things organized. This is Hendrickson circling the net, now looking for a pass. He stops here on the near side, goes in behind the net. Now playing catch-in behind the goal as Farmingdale gets their power play set up down low. Now up top to Valenti. Valenti walking the blue line, getting it away from Justin Grew. Now having a little bit of difficulty with the wet ice there on the far side. That might give an opportunity for Binghamton to clear it, but they can't get it around Hendrickson. And the Rams keep it here in the offensive zone. Puck in behind the net. Nicholas Perry trying to get it out of the zone, but it's kept in down low. Hendrickson has it below the goal line. Banks it off the boards to himself and then takes a hit, but still maintains possession. O'Brien eventually takes it away from him, unable to clear the zone as Valenti keeps it in. Cross-ice pass handled by Hawkins. Now across to Valenti. His shot doesn't get through in on net, hits the backboards and then comes out. Net is off there on the play as Bloodgood goes to put it back into the proper position. Referee making sure that Binghamton doesn't try to sneak in a line change on that play as one of the Farmingdale players actually a little bit slow of getting up there at the aftermath of that play, trying to determine who it is. I think it's McCann, who was a little bit slow getting back to his skates, but he does appear to be doing just fine. He's heading back to the bench here for a change. 5 new players out there from Farmingdale. As mentioned, though, Binghamton unable to make that change with the goaltender knocking the net off.
Farmingdale sending 2 or 3 people into the corner now, trying to get that puck, get some control.
They get control here off the faceoff. Brennan playing it along the near wall. He's got a man there. It's O'Donnell, and now back to Brennan here at the left point. Wet ice again, causing some difficulty. Now McKee's going to have a breakaway opportunity. Into the backhand of the forehand. The wet ice gets him there on that opportunity on the breakaway, and the save is made by Temkin, as this appears to be the theme of the third period, this soaking wet ice surface causing all sorts of difficulties in both directions. That breakaway was because of the wet ice in 2 different fashions. It's stopped there in the offensive zone for Farmingdale, and then it slowed down for McKee in the neutral zone, allowing him to get that breakaway. And now the puck gets away from the player Tim Duffy there on the far side. The ice has got to be frustrating this Farmingdale team right now.
Yeah, well, and it would on that situation, Binghamton really having the great opportunity. He's just simply changing, stick handling, trying to use his deke, and had no chance. It just popped off his stick.
Again, the wet ice forces the puck to stop there, basically creates a turnover and allows Stappenbeck to maintain control there in the corner, killing off the last 7 seconds here of this power play almost. Shot coming in from the point, right in on goal. Opportunity for a rebound there. Save is made by Temkin as the ice surface continues to be an issue here in the first 4 minutes of the period.
Absolutely a disaster on the power play for Farmingdale. They had the puck, did not have an opportunity to even get a good look at anything.
Finally getting it out of the zone, skating it up ice. This is Ferrari, who took that big hit there earlier. Good to see him back in the play. Takes another hit here in the offensive zone. And we have the official there in the offensive zone signaling a penalty, and it's a hooking call that he is showing. This one, I think, is going against Binghamton. So it's another chance coming up for the Farmingdale power play. I'm not sure that there's certainly some debate over that call over there. Sebastian Henderson doesn't like the call that was made. Actually, sorry, that's Hayden Sutter that doesn't like the call that was made on the far side. Either way, though, it's another chance for Farmingdale with the man advantage. They couldn't do anything with that last one, but I think in this case it wasn't about lack of execution. It was about the conditions making it difficult to execute.
Yeah, they just couldn't get it at the point, and it bounces. Stick handling with that is very difficult right now.
You almost like to see one of the teams or both teams take a timeout just to let the ice surface freeze just a little bit more. They do get going, and this time the ice surface isn't an issue for Farmingdale. A big slap shot from Ted Valenti, top side of the net, over the glove arm of Bloodgood. It's now a 3-1 hockey game as Farmingdale has finally taken advantage of one of their power plays.
Boy, he just absolutely blasted that here in the upper right-hand corner, and much needed goal for Farmingdale. And we'll see what that does to this contest. Making it 3-1, 16 minutes left. Certainly a lot of time left in this contest.
Big slap shot, a bomb of a slap shot there by Valenti, and that's exactly what Farmingdale needed here in this game. Didn't have a whole lot of momentum going. In fact, their last power play probably took a little bit of momentum away because of the wet ice that we see yet again here in the neutral zone. Binghamton getting it into the offensive end, but it's moved up to the blue line, almost out of the zone. Unable to get it out, though, is Farmingdale, and now some opportunities for some pressure here in the offensive end. Sutter trying to get that pass out in front. Opportunity with a bouncing puck in the slot. Eventually comes back to the point to Max Clares. Clares digging it out of his skates as he takes a hit over there in the far corner. Clares, though, still maintaining possession as he gets it out of the corner, slows down on some wet ice, and Binghamton keeps it here in the zone. McCann, though, finding control along the near wall, just chips it into the neutral zone. Clares there to find that one and looks to move it back up ice yet again.
Well, boy, that wet ice is really causing all kinds of problems. They just can't pass it sometimes and get it out of their ends.
Interestingly enough, it really hasn't been an issue this weekend. We haven't seen much problems with the ice surface at all in any of the periods here in this game. Hopefully it's not much more of an issue here. And this one is a chance in tight. Save is made by Bloodgood, as
Great
that was
save.
Tim Duffy in tight getting that snapshot off. Shoulder save made by Bloodgood.
Great opportunity that time, and Bloodgood again stands tall.
Shot coming in from the point by Rotan. Save is made and kept in here at the near point again. Some good offensive zone time now for the Farmingdale Rams. Pass comes in front. Quick shot taken by Hawkins. Good block. As getting in the way was Hayden Sutter, making sure that shot didn't get in on his netminder from the mid-slot. Eventually, Bloodgood covers that one up, keeping this one 3-1 hockey game. 14:30 now remains in period number 3.
Great work by Sutter, not worried about the body right there, getting down and stopping that shot.
See the Binghamton top line out there. They haven't been asked to do a whole lot of the work. They have one of the 3 goals here tonight, as it was Usinski getting the goal to go along with his 2 from last night. As mentioned, though, this line is extremely potent. They scored all 8 of Binghamton's goals last night, including 5 by Christopher Simak. Loose puck here in the neutral zone. Hendricks dumps it into the offensive end for Farmingdale. Rams player, the first one to it in behind the net, but a good play by Simak to take him off of that puck. Clear it into center ice, and now Brisgornia goes back for it. Farmingdale player falling there on the far side. That allows Binghamton to get it into the offensive zone as we're under 14 minutes to play in regulation. Puck in the near corner, and it's Owen Roll, the first one to it. Gets knocked down just inside the blue line. Penalty coming up on the play as the referee signaling the tripping call just inside the Farmingdale blue line. And it's going to be the Binghamton power play now getting another chance. And they have been very good themselves. Thomas McKee with a pair of power play goals in the second period. He's out there for this face-off, going to be taking the draw for his Binghamton Bearcats team, and a big penalty kill coming up here for Farmingdale.
Yeah, just bad timing for Farmingdale. They certainly had some jump there. We were starting to see them really pick up the pace, and now Binghamton has an opportunity to settle this game back down.
Binghamton can really seize firm control here of this game if they're able to do something here with this power play. They win control of it right off the face-off. Again, that wet ice causing some difficulties, though. Now it could be Farmingdale with the break opportunity. Valenti gets around one man, gets it into the offensive zone, keeps possession of it. Short-handed goal as the puck is settled down in front of the net, fired up into the top corner. It's now a 3-2 hockey game as Farmingdale has flipped the script here during the penalty kill and gotten themselves a short-handed goal. It's number 15, Sean O'Donnell, getting the marker.
What a great effort driving it down the ice, and O'Donnell finishing it off. And that is exactly what Farmingdale was looking for. And again, I think we saw some wet ice lead to that breakout, Aaron, and now it's 3-2, and we have got ourselves a hockey game.
Well, I think the wet ice has now evened itself out. One goal was scored by Binghamton because of the wet ice. One goal scored by Farmingdale because of the wet ice. Certainly wouldn't have wanted that to come into the end result here of this game and to be a factor in which team wins this one. Hopefully it won't be a factor anymore for the rest of this period. 3-2 game with 13 minutes and change to go. The Binghamton power play continuing for another minute 25. Shot is taken from the left side, blocked as it was Justin Franks trying to get that one through a screen. Over here to Simak, now down low to Usinski. Cross-ice pass connected on, shot from distance.
Whoa.
Max Clares letting that one go. Great save by Temkin. Holds on to keep that one out of his net, keeping this one a 3-2 game. Farmingdale bench showing its appreciation of their netminder, who is the key reason why his team is still within one in this one.
Great hands right there. That was ticketed for the far side. Great save.
Usinski sliding in to make sure that puck stays in the offensive zone. He walks the blue line, shoots it from distance. There's a rebound opportunity there after the stick saved by Temkin. Good work by the defense to make sure that puck got cleared out of danger. Usinski's pass hits a skate, but he gets it again and then gets it over to Clares. Right in on goal, save made by Temkin. Rebound comes out to Roll. He gets it back to the point where Usinski settles it down. Usinski and Simak switching positions. Now it's Simak at the midpoint. Gets that shot through the screen. It got redirected by Franks and went just wide. Not sure that Temkin had any clear view of that one at all.
No, I don't think so. And a good follow-up opportunity, but fanned on the side, on the far side.
Nice quick stick there on that play by Matthew Hawkins, getting his blade into that passing lane, allowing that puck to get sent down the length of the ice. Farmingdale has killed off all but 20 seconds now of this penalty. Loose puck in the neutral zone as two Binghamton players run into each other. Usinski settles the play down and feeds it back to Clares, but puck ends up going right back to a Farmingdale player. They might have a chance to kill off the rest of this penalty if they're good about their puck handling skills. Can't get it away from Clares, though, and he brings it into the offensive zone, tries to do the work himself, rips that shot high and wide off the glass. Puck fed back into the neutral zone where Hugh White settles it down. The Farmingdale penalty has expired. They're back to full strength as we have 11 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in regulation. Puck on the near wall, fed right in front of the net quickly by Hayden Sutter. No Binghamton players there to accept that pass. Comes back into center ice now where Hugh White settles it down and plays it up the boards.
What a much-needed kill that time by Farmingdale. And, they got a lot of jump off of that shorthanded goal. But, boy, Binghamton, when they get on the offensive end, they are a scary team.
Yeah, it's even though they did give up that shorthanded goal, Binghamton did excellent work there as they possessed it for the rest of the power play. They didn't get frustrated by the fact that it didn't start off well, and they almost had the answer in the 2 minutes of the power play. But good work, especially by the netminder Temkin. Yeah. He made sure that none of those good opportunities got past him.
Yeah, there was at least 3 on the doorstep.
McKendry getting a turnover there in the offensive zone, quickly getting that wrist shot in on goal. Shoulder save made by Temkin. He has certainly established himself as one of these stars here in this game. He has been phenomenal despite the fact that he's given up 3 goals. And he covers that puck up there right now with a little bit more than 11 minutes to go in regulation. His team's certainly going to have to rely on him more for the next 11 minutes if they're going to get the equalizer here in this one.
Yeah, Farmingdale also does need to get the puck down on the offensive end and control things. And, that this game is a long ways from over.
Binghamton winning the faceoff. McKee back to Hugh White. His shot goes wide. Now a battle for a puck in the far corner. Good hit over there by O'Donnell. He got the last goal for Farmingdale. Now throwing the physicality around a little bit. Opportunity with some speed through the neutral zone. This is Kyler Rowe into the offensive end. Gets it into the far corner where it's going to be Bohm picking it up and keeping the play moving. It's, however, a Binghamton player getting control of it, sending it down the length of the near side of the wall. Justin Grew, the first one to it there, gets it out in front. McKee to the backhand. What a save. Wow. Jake Temkin doing the splits, the apex there across the crease to get that pad across and rob McKee of his 3rd goal of the game. Incredible save to keep this one a 3-2 contest.
Absolutely outstanding grade A effort that time.
Unable to get the puck inside the offensive zone are the Farmingdale Rams, and now it's going to be McKee carrying it back for Binghamton. Gets it in front. Chance in tight. Justin Grew just couldn't get that one past the pad of the netminder. Comes back to Grew in front. His shot hits a skate before it can get in on net. Then the puck is cleared the length of the ice as Farmingdale just looks to relieve some of that pressure as Binghamton piling up some opportunities there in the last few moments. It's going to go for icing with 9:53 to go in the 3rd period. Binghamton getting a fresh line out there, hoping to take advantage of a tired group of Farmingdale Rams.
Boy, they like I said a second ago, once Binghamton gets cracked up, they are really a tough group to stop and slow down. They have got so many quick skaters.
In control of the faceoff again. That allows them to maintain some possession, but that pass doesn't connect along the blue line. Could be an opportunity with some numbers and speed for Farmingdale, but a good defensive play by Nicholas Perry, making sure that Buddington didn't get to that one. Up ice, this is Radin into the offensive zone. His shot goes high and wide over the net, then off the backboards. Picked up there by McCann. McCann tries to get it up ice for Farmingdale. Takes a hit and unable to get it to his intended target, and now Trevor Radin trying to make sure it stays in the offensive zone. Puck is poked along up the near boards and back in on goal as the Farmingdale netminder has to set it up for his defenseman. Puck is banked off the glass, then through the neutral zone as a couple of players collide in front of our broadcast position. Jack O'Brien then chipping it off the glass all the way back down into the Farmingdale zone. No icing there on that call, however. Not sure exactly why that was waved off, but Farmingdale still gets it up ice. Now looking to create an opportunity. Shot is taken there on the wrist shot. Matthew Buddington saw a lane to just go ahead and let that shot go. Maybe expecting to have Bloodgood looking for the pass. Bloodgood, though, had a pretty good eye on that one. Good read on the shot. Managed to make the save and hold on for a whistle. Now under 9 minutes to go in the 3rd period. Binghamton protecting a 3-2 lead.
Still okay. Fire that puck, to see if something could go wrong, and you just have a guy right there for an easy opportunity if he drops it.
Looked like it would be difficult to get anything past Bloodgood in this game the way he played the first 2 periods. They have managed to solve the riddle a couple times here in the third. And I think the strategy that you mentioned there, Bob, any shot opportunity, get it on net. Never can tell what's going to happen with one of those chances. Battle for a loose puck there on the far side. Farmingdale coming out with it. This is Hendrickson spinning away from a defender. Gets that pass in behind the net. Now there's a man in front. Tim Duffy right on the spot there. Accepts the pass, quickly fires it into the net. Over the blocker arm of Bloodgood. It's now a 3-3 hockey game as Farmingdale has roared back here in this one.
Just like that. The momentum has swung. Great passing, great finish, and here we are, 3-3, 8:25 to go. You know, this is all within the last 6 minutes.
This third period is providing plenty of drama for us, that's for sure, between the strange ice surface with the puck stopping on the wet ice and then the furious comeback here by Farmingdale. They were down 3-1. They got a shorthanded goal and just followed it up with another one there. Beautiful setup in front of the net. Tim Duffy finishing it off expertly. It's now a 3-3 hockey game. We have a little bit more than 8 minutes to go. Should be plenty of drama for the last 8.
Oh, it's going to be a sensational finish here, Aaron.
Loose puck in the neutral zone, moved forward by Binghamton, but they can't connect on that first pass, and it's sent back into the Binghamton defensive zone, where Marachko will have to go back and pick it up here in the near corner. Tries to play it along these near boards, getting some help from McKendry, who tries to circle it around behind the net now. McKendry looking for a pass, gets it up the wall, one touched up into the neutral zone. Todorovic tries to go around one man, finding control of that puck yet again. Now trying to battle against that Farmingdale player on the far side. Eventually, though, the Rams do move it up into the neutral zone before Nicholas Perry finds control and sends it right back into the offensive zone.
Great work by Murray over there on the far boards for Farmingdale.
No icing on that play, as it was ruled that the Binghamton player had an opportunity to play the puck. Binghamton still gets it up ice. This is Franks cutting in towards the slot. Tries to get that backhand pass over to Grew, but a little bit behind the intended target. Pass does come in front there. What a look as it's McKee finding Franks right on the doorstep. The quick one-time shot past the glove hand of Temkin. It's 4-3 Binghamton as they make that pretty play work out from low to high, and a quick one-touch shot. Justin Franks has his team ahead with 7:16 to go in regulation.
As you said, one touch, wasted no time, just blasted that by Temkin. Temkin having no chance at all on that particular shot.
We mentioned how last night it was entirely the top line of Binghamton scoring all 8 of their goals. In this game, it's the next line that seems to be doing all the work. McKee has a pair. Justin Franks also has one of the 4 goals here for Binghamton today, and they've got a 4-3 lead here with a little bit more than 7 minutes to go.
Just great passing. The last 2 goals by both teams, sensational work.
Puck into the Farmingdale zone as Valenti picks it up and looks to start it up ice. Kept in the zone, now an opportunity for McKee. Stops behind the net, tries for that wraparound opportunity. Almost had Temkin leaning the wrong way. Goaltender, though, did manage to correct himself and get over to that post. Made the save and denied that wraparound opportunity. But a great shift there from this Binghamton line as they get a goal and another opportunity in the immediate aftermath. And maybe a little bit of extra momentum for Binghamton after they allowed Farmingdale to come back in this one.
Great idea. Halfway around the net, tried to sneak back the other way, but Temkin just in time changed directions.
Binghamton winning the faceoff. They try to get that same kind of quick pass down from below the goal line out in front. This time there was a Farmingdale player in the way. Second shot attempt there from Simak gets blocked, and now Farmingdale gets it out into the neutral zone, but Owen rolls the first one to it. Sent back in across the blue line by Jack O'Brien. Usinski tries to split a couple of defenders, unable to maintain possession through the move. Still has it here in the corner with 2 men on him. Takes a little bit of a bump, but still has control of it there in the far corner. Takes 2 different Farmingdale players to get it away from Usinski. Usinski, though, does get it back from them, though, after he has a little bit of help from Simak. And Binghamton keeps it going here in the offensive zone. Pass comes in front, roll with the shot right in on goal. Looked like it caught a little bit of Temkin and some of that near post, but does manage to stay out of the net as this top line now doing some excellent work here in the offensive zone. They appear to be knocking on the door yet again.
Farmingdale got stuck with 2 people in the corner and allowed for that clear shot.
Player is down behind the net. The net is also off in the proceedings there, so referee making sure that Farmingdale doesn't try to make any changes here on this play, and I think you got a tired bunch of Rams out there as they were hemmed in their zone for a good 45 seconds against that top Binghamton line.
Yeah, that Binghamton line was fast and quick, and they tried to send extra defenders to the corner, and it almost cost them.
Important face-off win there from Farmingdale. Yep. See if they can get it out of the zone. Stappenbeck keeps it in along the blue line, but we're going to have a penalty called here, as this one, I think it's going against Binghamton, and this would be a costly mistake. It's Trevor Radin going to the penalty box, shaking his head at this reffing call that he's being given, as it looked like they had just intercepted a pass and were about to set up camp in the offensive zone, maybe with some numbers, but the penalty behind the play in the corner is going to give Farmingdale a chance on the power play and a big opportunity to tie this one up. Under 6 minutes to go, 5:46 to be exact, Bob, and a chance for this power play to continue to build on what they've been doing. They struggled early. They've been a lot better throughout the game.
Well, they certainly have found something, and just a near miss over the net on the tip there.
Again, Valenti there letting that shot go. Just kind of flipped up in the air after hitting the netminder Bloodgood. Ended up on top of the cage there briefly. A scary moment there from the Binghamton perspective, but the puck stays out of the net. And now a minute 35 to go on the power play. McCann carrying it into the zone as he circles the net and stops behind it. Has to battle against two different Binghamton players to maintain possession. As it finally gets settled down, played along the boards. Binghamton's going to be the first one to get to it there. They get that clear with a minute 22 now remaining on the power play. Valenti back to pick it up, carrying it up the left side of the ice with some speed. Has to dig it out of his skates, then gets knocked down in the neutral zone. There's going to be another penalty coming up on Binghamton. That's a pretty obvious tripping call, as both referees were ready to make the call in that case. And heading to the penalty box, it's going to be number 11, Thomas McKee. McKee has been all over the score sheet today. He's got the 2 goals, 1 assist, and now a penalty.
Very aggressive there out in front of the blue line, trying to stop that rush and just stuck the stick out. Easy call for the referee.
Yeah, it was a question of which one was going to get to the box first to tell the scorekeeper what the call was. And before this important power play, appears that we're going to have Farmingdale taking a timeout, making sure they have their strategy sorted out for this next 2 minutes. Actually, a minute 10 of 5-on-3 time coming up, and then the 2 minutes of the second penalty. So it's a huge opportunity with a 1-goal deficit.
When early in the first period, as we recall, they had that 5-on-3 opportunity and couldn't do anything with it. This is one where they really have to capitalize, tie this game up.
You're watching live coverage of the UNYCHL Invitational at Elmira, and our coverage is brought to you locally by the Elmira Tea and Coffee House. Owned and operated by the local nonprofit group Capabilities, which has empowered Southern Tier residents with disabilities to achieve their career and educational goals for over 60 years. Visit the Elmira Tea and Coffee House, 100 West Water Street, just a block from First Arena. They're brewing up hockey-themed specials all weekend long. Open until 4 today. Open up at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Be sure to visit the Elmira Tea and Coffee House, a cafe with a cause. Timeout is over, and Farmingdale's got their 5 players out here for this big power play. We're under 5 minutes to go, and this is a huge chance with a 5-on-3 for the Rams.
Rams win the face-off.
That's the key first part here to get things set up. Valenti here up top. Gets that pass down low. McCann with a little bit of difficulty handling it. Does settle it down. And now this is Hawkins walking it in. Down to McCann along the goal line, looking for a pass, feeds it into the slot, eventually comes out to Valenti, rips a hard shot, but that one hits the skate of Christopher Simak, and then up into one of the light standards here in the arena. So we have a stoppage in play with the puck going out of play, and the faceoff going to be coming up to the right of Adam Bloodgood.
He's happy that hit his skate and not his ankle. He was ripped.
Still 51 seconds remaining in this 2-man advantage, as it's Buddington with a little bit of difficulty handling it there along the blue line. Has to now go back into the neutral zone before Farmingdale can come into the offensive end. Hendrickster makes sure it gets into the offensive zone, drops it to McCann. 5-on-3 continuing for another 30 seconds. Cross to Buddington, tries to get that shot through a screen. Great block, though, making sure that one didn't get through, and then getting the clear on that play. It's number 3, Bryce Wallace, the defenseman. Excellent work there on the penalty kill. Now just 20 seconds remaining in the 5-on-3 advantage.
Fantastic work by Binghamton. Lots of pressure here, despite the 3.
Buddington getting it into the zone. It goes off the side of the net, taking a little bit of a funny bounce. That's going to allow Binghamton to get another clear. Jack O'Brien banking it off the wall and getting it into center ice. 3 seconds remaining on the first penalty now, as Binghamton has killed off the 5-on-3 portion of this Farmingdale power play. Now they're trying to kill off the last 40 seconds of this man advantage. Farmingdale struggling to get possession there along the goal line. This could be a chance for O'Brien to get it out of the zone. Gets it to the blue line, but McCann keeping it in. Second opportunity. This time O'Brien gets the full clear. 30 seconds now remaining as Farmingdale goes back to set up their breakout.
Impressive work by Binghamton getting the puck out. Now they're causing problems in the offensive end.
Yeah, Farmingdale was trying to make a change, and the goaltender played it up the near wall. Nobody was there, and that allowed Binghamton to kill off a couple more seconds. Justin Grew getting in the way of a pass there and sending it back into the offensive zone. Now only just 10 seconds remaining on this Farmingdale power play, as it seems that Binghamton has done all they needed to do to kill off both of these penalties. And with the last 2 seconds up on the board, Max Clare sends it into the offensive zone. And another penalty has been killed here in this game by Binghamton. Not only have they been impressive 5-on-5, but when they've been a man down, they have made sure that they protected their netminder.
That's been the story of this game. If it doesn't go Farmingdale's way, that's something they're going to regret going home.
Bogach banking it off the glass, making sure it gets up to the blue line. McKendry gets it forward, the 2-on-1, setting it up. McKendry, Todorovic in front of the net. Todorovic just couldn't quite get that puck after it got slowed down a little bit by the defenseman that was in between that pass.
Good pass.
Yeah, keep on developing opportunities like that. I think Binghamton's staff's going to be more than happy with how they're playing this game. When you're protecting a lead late, if you're in the offensive zone, that's certainly a good place to be. It's tough to score if you're 200 feet from the net.
Ooh, that was a
huge
shot.
Hit along the near boards here as Max Clare's laid his man out Ferrari, and now a response from the Farmingdale players as they're clearly not happy with that violent hit right in front of our broadcast position. Ferrari's still down on the play in the neutral zone as Max Clare's laid the shoulder into him. Now we see, we have to wait and see what sort of penalty is going to be called here on this play, as hopefully we can get the player Matt Ferrari back to his skates and back here into this game. He's a key contributor for this Rams team, but he took a huge hit along this near wall.
I think that's the second time tonight Ferrari has gotten blasted into the boards, and hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, he is definitely slow to get back up here. Definitely in a lot of discomfort. You see him throwing his gloves off here and his helmet. Bit of frustration with the injury as well. And now the conversation over there on the far side as to how this hit is going to be penalized. It looks like Max Clares is being kicked out of the game. Yeah, number 4, Max Clares, heading towards the exit as he has been ejected for his hit there. Got to imagine that means it's a 5-minute penalty. Obviously, though, the concern right now from the Farmingdale side of things is for their forward, number 13, Matt Ferrari, who is still down on his back right below our broadcast position. And 4 or 5 of his teammates, as well as the trainer out here trying to determine how he's doing and if he's going to be okay to continue for the rest of this game. I only caught the end of the hit there out of the corner of my eye, but it was loud and it was violent. So certainly understandable that he's that he's still slow to get back to his skates.
May have been a cross check. He really hit the boards hard. I mean that, and the lower part of him where it's more solid, and he is still laying down.
All right, so we have 2 minutes and 4 seconds remaining here in regulation as the trainer continues to tend to Ferrari. It's going to be a 5-minute power play coming up for Farmingdale as the board reads the number 4 for Max Clares, the player who was guilty of the infraction. 5 minutes up on the board, game misconduct as well, I would assume. And eventually this is going to be an opportunity for Farmingdale to get even in this game, but obviously they have a lot of concern with their injured teammate here on the ice. Finally, he's gotten at least seated on the ice. He was all the way onto his back, just to the left of our broadcast position, having a conversation with the 2 trainers that are now out here on the ice tending to him. But certainly a key contributor for this Farmingdale team. And anytime you see a teammate get hurt and down on the ice for this long, certainly the first thought isn't about what sort of power plays are going to be coming up after it, but it's making sure that that injured teammate is able to get back up and skate off the ice.
Maybe a wrist injury, something along those lines.
Maybe one of those situations where he tried to brace himself for the hit against the boards and ended up taking the brunt of it on the joint there. Obviously wishing him nothing but the best. Hopefully he makes a quick recovery, but obviously just judging by the amount of time that he was down on the ice and the clear discomfort he is favoring that right arm as he skates to the bench. Wonder if it's just another one of these injuries that have been piling up for Farmingdale. They're short a couple of people coming into this weekend, and that's, again, showing to be the case here as Ferrari injured, and now he's over there removing his jersey so the trainers can get a better look at him. Back to the ice, though. It is a 5-minute power play for the Farmingdale Rams. Almost had the puck drop there. The one linesman was ready to go, but the other three referees were over there having a conversation by the scorer's box. Almost had a little bit of a false start, but now they're getting that last conversation out of the way with, and we should be ready to go here.
Sometimes nice to see if your colleagues are on the ice with you.
Yes. All right, finally ready to go. It's another power play opportunity here for Farmingdale as Max Clares accepts a 5-minute major. Big chance here to get back even in this game. It's a 4-3 Binghamton lead, and Farmingdale's going to have the rest of regulation on the power play. If they're able to tie it, they'll go into overtime with a power play as well. So really going to be a test here for these Binghamton penalty killers, most notably because they're without their best defenseman, Max Clares. Play continuing now. If the puck is dropped, Farmingdale with possession. This is number 92, Matthew Hawkins with possession. Gets to McCann at the top of the midpoint. Now back to McCann as he has some room to operate. Feeds that pass down low. Now the cross-ice pass onto the stick of Hawkins. Good save by Bloodgood. He got over there quickly to make sure he got to that spot before the puck did.
They're pulling the goalie now, Aaron.
Farmingdale net is empty. Now it's a 6-on-4 for the last minute and a half. McCann with control of that puck in the far corner. Justin Franks now trying to battle for possession, trying to get that puck out of the corner and down the ice, but it's going to be Farmingdale finding possession of it. McCann setting up that power play look. It's a 6-on-4 now in favor of Farmingdale, but the thing for Binghamton here is they get the opportunity to clear it, try to go for that empty net without having to worry about icing. Setting it up along the perimeter. Valenti looking to wind up that slap shot. Great block there as leaving his feet was Justin Franks. He took the brunt of that hard slap shot, but he kept it from getting in on his netminder.
Yeah, that was great, great work.
Under a minute now as Valenti tries to get that shot through. Faked it once and eventually let the wrist shot go. Went wide and then came out into center ice where Hawkins has to track it down. Under 45 seconds now to go in regulation. As it's going to be Hawkins carrying it in across the blue line here along the near side. Slowing down and looking for a pass. He drops it off to Buddington. Buddington back to Valenti. Now back to Buddington. Shots taken, just barely missing that far post. Had a lot of room to shoot at there over the glove hand side. Just couldn't sneak it inside the post. Attempt at the empty net, rolls into the corner, but a foot race for it as McKee might have an opportunity to get his third. He does. He gets it away from the defenseman, carries it out in front of the net, and deposits the backhand into the empty cage. It's a hat trick for Thomas McKee and a 5-3 lead now for the Binghamton Bearcats.
Good hustle, getting down there, grabbing it off the boards, and just stick handling it in. And this has been quite a contest.
Entertaining from start to finish, that's for sure. And a great battle being put up here by both sides. Farmingdale coming into this game short-staffed a little bit. They saw one of their better players get hurt here late in the third period. They've battled back from a couple of different deficits here in this game. They had it tied here 3-3 in the third. Binghamton, though, stood up to that challenge. They withstood all of the pushes that Farmingdale had for them in this game. And the empty netter, the third goal of the game by Thomas McKee, has given them a 2-goal advantage with just 10 seconds remaining in regulation.
Now, these are two excellent hockey clubs. And
now we have some potential ugliness as a late hit was laid there in the corner. And it looked like that could have developed into a melee, but cooler heads prevailing as that one could have gone very poorly. One of the Farmingdale players is being kicked out of the game here, as that is Hendrickson, the captain, being shown the gate as the Binghamton bench gives him some of their thoughts for the cause. Looks like there might be a Binghamton player also leaving, or no, it seems as though that conversation going on between McKee and the official. McKee's going to get a minor penalty, so he's going to go and serve that one in the penalty box. As we just have 4 seconds left up on the clock right now, and it appears that all we have left to do is some jawing between the two teams.
Yeah, they're pointing at each other, and kind of an ugly finish, but you almost saw that coming.
Yeah, it's a type of game where you can certainly understand the frustration building when you are down throughout the contest like Farmingdale's been and then claw your way back into it only to watch the opposing team take the lead and pull away late. Understandable that there might be just a little bit of frustration building up. Saw a little bit of that spilling over there with that late hit in the offensive zone as now there's more conversation going on between the players. This should be a conversation to get information from the officials, and now the two players are just jawing at each other, and
now we
one
have a
player
fight.
took a swing at him. Hendrickson tried to take a swing at O'Brien, the captain. as there's another player who's still engaged with O'Brien here. That's number 18, Ethan Bohm. Well, this continues to be an issue here, as it's not going to go quietly before the end of this game. There are 4 seconds up on the clock, but seems that we might have some more excitement here before this one's done.
Yeah, there are tensions on both sides, and we just probably need to get the puck dropped and get these teams off the ice.
Not even going to drop the puck, just going to run the last 4 seconds off.
Thinking.
That's a good smart move by the officials there to make sure that nothing spills over that could have here in this game. So it's going to be a final score of 5-3 in favor of Binghamton. That was just a crazy game from start to finish, and the end of it just kind of added to some extra spice.
Oh, man, very entertaining game. Two great hockey teams, good goaltending, and, I just think right at the end, Binghamton just a little too quick and took advantage of some opportunities. And, if you're Farmingdale, you're going to look back and say, boy, there were a number of power plays. If we could have just knocked one in, it would have made all the difference in the world.
All right, good to see both teams taking part in the handshake line here with the emotions boiling up there in the last minute of the game. Could have seen maybe this not happening, but nice to see the sportsmanship finally taking hold and both teams going through with the ceremonial handshake line here at the end of the game. We're going to take a moment here, step away here before we come back with the West Her 3 stars of the game. Just give us a moment here, and we'll be back with the top 3 players here in this game, brought to you by West Her Automotive. It's a 5-3 Binghamton win. We'll be back with the 3 stars coming up in a moment. You agree with those 3?
There's benefits to practicing both indoors and outdoors, but one of the great things about practicing indoors here, with the technology we have, that golf ball, whatever it's doing in here, is exactly what it's doing outside. So using it here allows you the opportunity to change, to play around with your numbers, to see what fits you best and how your eye sees the golf shot, and able to then allow you to have the repetition to do it on the course under pressure, time in and time out. I think one of the best things about having an instructor that you could rely on is you have someone to bounce ideas off of, and sometimes they're there just to remind you that one thing you could have forgot about from a few lessons ago. An instructor's job is to also help keep you on track with the end game, or the end goal I should say, in sight, and slowly but surely getting to that point. I like to empower you to understand everything that's going on, so that when I am not with you or you are on the golf course, you can know exactly why you had that mishit and be able to then fix it immediately and enjoy the rest of your round, keep your round under control, and continue progressing forward.
Back from First Arena here in Elmira as we are wrapping up a 5-3 win for Binghamton over Farmingdale. And now with the 3 stars from today's game, brought to you by West Her Automotive, the leading automotive dealership group in New York State, selling over 50,000 pre-owned and new cars every year to customers in Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse. And the West Her 3 stars tonight. The first star, Thomas McKee, 3 goals for Binghamton. And then the 2 netminders getting the second and third stars. Adam Bloodgood was excellent for Binghamton here in this game, especially in periods 1 and 2. Jake Temkin, I think he's a reason why this was a 2-goal game. Could have easily been a 5 or a 6-goal game with some of the pressure that was being put on by Binghamton in the offensive zone. Temkin made probably a dozen high-quality saves in this game to give his team a chance. Yeah,
he was under fire most of the morning, but really stood tall, I think. But as you said, Bloodgood, he got a little more pressure in the third period, but was really sensational, especially in the first 2 periods.
So Binghamton picking up their second win of the showcase, and it is the 6th win for the UNYCHL. The UNYCHL is a perfect 6-0 so far here in this showcase, picking up 2 wins here this morning. The Binghamton win, as well as St. Bonaventure beating Ramapo over on the other rink. So the first half of the showcase is in the books, and it's been all UNYCHL, but a bunch of entertaining games so far, and we've got more action coming to you from First Arena all weekend long. A couple more games coming up this afternoon, then 4 more on Sunday, and all of the coverage being brought to you live right here on the Nickel City Hockey Network. And our coverage is presented by Buffalo Golf and Social, Western New York's leading indoor golf facility. Simulators, leagues, lessons, Buffalo Golf and Social is the area's best destination for year-round practice and instruction. Also, they've got a great beer and wine selection, so it's the perfect place to sit and watch golf with others who love the game. Locations downtown and in Orchard Park. Book your next event at Buffalo Golf and Social. Our coverage here in Elmira is brought to you locally by the Elmira Tea and Coffee House, owned by the local nonprofit group Capabilities, which has empowered Southern Tier residents with disabilities to achieve their career and educational goals for over 60 years. Visit the Elmira Tea and Coffee House, 100 West Water Street, just about a block from First Arena. They've got some hockey-themed specials all weekend long. Open until 4 p.m. on the weekends. They open up at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Be sure to visit the Elmira Tea and Coffee House, a cafe with a cause. This broadcast also brought to you by Militello Realty, Western New York's premier commercial real estate broker. To buy, sell, or lease any office, industrial, retail, or investment property, trust the unparalleled knowledge and experience of Militello Realty. Also by the Hampton Inn Ithaca. For your next trip to the Finger Lakes, the Hampton Inn Ithaca is the smart choice for your stay, whether you're visiting kids at college, in town for business, or just passing through. Also, this coverage brought to you by the Battaglia Marciano Agency, an independent agent for auto, homeowners, commercial, and life insurance. The Battaglia Marciano Agency providing peace of mind for Western New Yorkers for over 35 years. Also by Envious Gameware, designers of custom hockey uniforms, bags, and apparel. And by 412 Communications, the new gold standard in digital media solutions. Our final score again, Binghamton with the 5-3 win over Farmingdale in what was an excellent and very well-played game, very entertaining to call from our perspective. Should just about do it for our broadcast here, Bob, but it's been an absolute pleasure to get a chance to call a game with you. I had certainly been looking forward to this opportunity here today.
Well, it was fun, and it was my first weekend getting a chance to do hockey, so I'm very excited about it, and thank you for inviting me.
Well, it's certainly been a pleasure having you here. Bob Beck, our color commentator for today's game. My name is Aaron Alpern. Our camera operator was Jeff Jazarowski. Appreciate you joining our coverage for this morning's game. We have another couple more games this afternoon here on the Nickel City Hockey Network. Be sure to stay tuned with us for live coverage of the UNYCHL Invitational at Elmira as we bring you games all throughout the weekend right here on the Nickel City Hockey Network.